But over credit, don't you think it's time to also get rewarded? Well, now you can with Discover Cashback Debit, a checking account that rewards everyone with cash back on everyday purchases. Plus, you're not charged any account fees, period. Whether you're starting a new job or retiring from one, Discover Cashback Debit is for everyone. Check out eligibility and terms at discover.com/cashbackdebit. Discover Bank member FDIC.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FRIEND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRIEND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRIEND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Oh, yeah.
It's time to get up and get your day started.
Morant. Oh! A jawbreaker!
It's Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. The first hour of Sports 56 Mornings is brought to you by East Memphis Ace Hardware at the corner of White Station and Quince. Now, here are your hosts, Greg and Eli.
They get up every morning from the long clocks, wanting to take the 8:15 into the city. There's a whistle up above a
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome in to Sports 56 Mornings on this Friday, October 20th, 2023. Getting you set for the sports weekend. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, and Zach Boyd with you from the Family Leisure Studios. Family Leisure, their overstock sale continues at 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. All types of great deals. Maybe this weekend a good time to stop by and see what they have to offer. First hour of the program also brought to you by our friends at East Memphis Ace Hardware. If you're up as early as we are, you're getting ready for your Friday, whether it be going to work, dropping the kids off at school, whatever it may be. You're looking at a 55-degree morning currently, clear skies, but today's high is 80, and tomorrow's high is 86. So just when you thought, here comes winter, forget about it. We got a little bit of heat coming in the next few days. Clear skies tonight with a low of 54, but again, tomorrow a high of 86 degrees. We are going to be extremely busy today. Lots going on in the world of sports. Of course, the big college football weekend. Games have been going on since Tuesday. The Tigers and UAB very early tomorrow, 11 a.m. from Birmingham. We had some games last night. NFL new week kicked off, week number 7 if you're scoring at home. And last night you had Jacksonville and New Orleans. We'll talk about that. The Major League Baseball Championship Series, we do have 2 series now because the Astros have tied up the Rangers and the Diamondbacks get one on the Phillies. That's now a 2-1 series. We will discuss that on the program today. John Varlas will join us from the state volleyball tournament, I believe in Murfreesboro. We'll talk to him about the prep football night tonight and what happened last night and all things prep. At 8:05, we'll be joined by Aaron Malloy, one of the stars of Memphis 901 FC. Their midfielder, terrific player. They get ready to host the first round of the USL Championship playoffs tomorrow. I think it's a 5:30 start at AutoZone Park. They'll take on Louisville, and we'll talk to Aaron about that. Steve Macy at 8:25. We're going to talk to him a little bit about the showboat season and what's really going on with that whole combination USFL and XFL. I know this. They are going full steam ahead, pun intended, with the show boats as they get ready for season ticket sales, and Steve will talk to us about that. And then at 9:05, Brandon Lang will join us to handicap some of the big college football and NFL games. And then at around 9:25, 9:30, we'll play 10 in a row, the game show that has swept the nation, give you a chance to win a terrific prize package. We always love to hear from you, and when we can, we'll take your calls at 901-360-8255. Of course, we encourage those texts as well at 901-360-8255. That's the same number. That's the Sports 56 listener line. And you can also drop us a line via Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, or send it directly to the website, sportsmemphis.com. Busy show. Kick back, relax, enjoy 3 hours of scintillating sports talk to get you set for the sports weekend. How are you, man?
I'm all right. First of all, happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
70?
Not yet.
Okay.
Oh, gosh.
Turn it up. Turn it
You
up.
know how I love birthdays. Can't go wrong with Stevie.
Beats the hell out of us.
Thank you.
Yeah, saves us the
Me and Zach don't want to have to do a duet, so it works out. Stevie's a little better than that.
I always root for that birthday to come on the weekend. They don't have to deal with that stuff, but thank you, gentlemen.
I want to enlist the help of our listeners out there, if anybody knows.
They're going to guess my age?
No. For some reason, my yard is turning into like a zoo of some sorts. I got a damn possum.
Ooh.
That keeps coming around my deck. My cameras catch him every couple of nights.
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody knows how to get rid of a possum out there, I don't know. Like, I've been told mothballs, and so I put a bunch of mothballs out underneath my deck, everything else. And he's back. He doesn't seem to be intimidated by mothballs. That the smell doesn't scare him away. Last night we had a raccoon in the front yard. I had a possum in the backyard and a raccoon in the front yard. Like, I don't know what the hell's going on. Like, I haven't seen any of these animals at all. We had a bunch of stray cats that I'll get once in a while, but suddenly now we've got stuff running wild. They're taking over the place.
As long as they're not appearing in twos. You got to worry if they start to appear in twos.
And the possum is a little one. Looks like a little, like, kind of not a baby, but certainly not a big one. They're just raccoons. I don't like raccoons. To me, are cool. I like raccoons. When I was little, we used to like get raccoons and raise them kind of as pets.
Did you really?
Yeah, the raccoons are awesome, but I know they could be mean to dogs and other things when they get. But opossums are just like the most disgusting looking creature there. Like it just doesn't look like it's fully evolved. Like, it just doesn't. They're such creepy animals.
They are.
Just their look, they just they gross me out. So the idea that I've got this one roaming around on my deck just makes me ill. And so I'm trying to figure out how the hell to get rid of it, because I don't.
Somebody will say, take out a shotgun and blow its head
Well,
off.
I'm never gonna be out there. I'm never gonna see it. Like, when I'm out there, if I'm out there, he's not gonna walk up to me and
Sure.
say, "Hey, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you.
You never
got anything
know.
for me?"
You never know if you're cracking a few beers open on your porch. That possum could be coming over.
He's
especially on a football Saturday.
He always comes in the middle of the night. He always comes at like 3 or 4 in the morning. You know, he's
They're nocturnal.
Yeah, he's I don't know where he is the rest of the night, but it's always like 3 or 4 in the morning is when he shows up, and he just walks around my deck. He just kind of chills. He always looks like he's always looking around the hot tub. I put an ad for Family Leisure. I'm like, dude, if you want a hot tub, go to Family Leisure. Don't come to my house. I don't know, but so I don't know. It's just it's if there's anybody out there that has a good idea of how you might get rid of one. I don't even know what they eat. I honestly don't know what they eat.
Something that you have around your house, apparently.
You're gonna be like the guy that had the gopher in his yard. That the gopher. He takes the food out of his garden. He finds the camera. He's just eating it in front of the camera.
He's rubbing it in. He's looking into the camera.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the armadillo? Well, you see some of those. Aren't they cool looking? Those things are cool looking.
But armadillos, and I've never dealt with an armadillo.
Right.
But if I'm not mistaken, I believe armadillos will do a hell of a lot of damage to your yard.
Do we get armadillos in our area?
Oh, yeah.
I thought
Don't
so.
you ever see them on the road? They're dead along the road all the time.
Right. I'm just trying to remember if I've seen them dead on along the road here in Memphis or when I've traveled towards like Little Rock or Texas.
I see they're dead along the road here a lot. But I believe armadillos will do a lot of damage to your yard. But I've never had to deal with an armadillo. Now, people say here Ron says possums eat ticks and bugs. They're harmless. They might be harmless, but they're just creepy. When I look at my camera and I go, oh, there he is. Like, because they look like a giant rat. I mean, it just looks like a disgusting rat.
They're pale when they kind of pinkish.
They're just ugly looking things. Like, I know when I grew up and we lived on the farm, they did more because they would like mess with our chickens and stuff like that. So we certainly didn't want to have them, and they would eat the eggs and all that stuff. Here, like I assume I don't have anything that they're going to do any damage to, but I just don't like that creepy looking thing. They just anything that can play dead. First of all, like come on, if your whole defense mechanism is playing dead, I feel like you're probably harmless, but you're just creepy. You're just a little too creepy for me.
Since you brought up the animals and creepy animals, do you watch what's the show? The Amazing Race?
Mm-hmm.
Are you watching it this year?
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch this past week's episode? They were in Vietnam, and they had to.
Yes.
Okay, one of the things they had to do was to take those fish and put them.
I just watched it last night.
Okay, so they're grabbing the fish and they're putting them in order and all that. But when they get to the eels.
Mm-hmm.
They get sick. Almost every one of the people, almost everyone to a person, does not want to deal with that because it reminds them of what? Snakes. It reminds them of snakes. Snakes seems to be the one thing that's pretty much a consensus that people do not want to see.
If I start seeing snakes, I'm moving.
See, there you go.
I'm out.
There you go.
I'm out. I'm done. I got I don't.
So a possum is nothing compared to a snake.
No.
Yes.
I do not deal with snakes. And you could tell me, oh, that's just a harmless little whatever snake. I don't care. Snakes, way too creepy for me. I got no time for snakes.
They are creepy. I remember in a golf cart going down the course, and I see something just slither right in front of me. I knew it was a snake, but it's just the way it is. It's like kind of sideways, and it's just, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm in the cart, and I'm thinking the thing's going to jump into the cart and like.
Oh yeah, if I see a
start
snake
biting
on the golf course,
my jugular.
If I see a snake, if he's sitting on say the cart path on a golf course, like I am going around. I will not come anywhere near him. I'm going at least 20 feet.
Yes,
because I don't.
And I've dealt with gators.
I've got no time for snakes whatsoever.
And I've dealt with giant gators in Florida, South Carolina. Now, I don't go near them, but I'll see them. Okay, I'll leave the ball there. I'm not going to go near. But you see the giant gator, and I'm like, I'm not skeeved out by that. In fact, the gators are cool looking. But you see that little snaky, this little garden snake?
If you tell me
like,
the possum will keep snakes out of my yard, that dude's got a permanent home. I'll set up a bed for him if that's what he does.
Well, I bet some of those things, whether it be raccoons or possums or armadillos or whatever, I guarantee you some of them feast on snakes.
I've thankfully never seen a snake in my yard.
Yeah.
I've seen turtles.
Well, turtles are cool, baby.
A turtle come crossing through my yard once in a while, but
especially
I've
testudo.
Never had a snake whatsoever, and thank goodness. Now I'm just dealing with furry creatures. Got to deal with the furry creatures out there.
All right, so help out Eli if you can with his problems, his issues with possums in his yard. But let's dive into what was a busy night in sports last night, but a couple of other things beforehand. One is the situation at Michigan. In case you missed it yesterday, the NCAA is investigating into the Michigan football program for alleged sign stealing. So here we go. There's always something with Harbaugh and Michigan. Now, Jim Harbaugh came out and said, listen, I don't know what you talk of. I don't know what this has nothing to do with me. I don't know what you're doing. Now, according to Pete Thamel, they're looking at a low-level staffer with a military background. Sources said NCAA enforcement is seeking access to the computer of analyst Connor Stallions as part of the investigation. I think we agree that the head coach of a football program is the CEO of the program, and whatever happens under that person's leadership is on that person. I don't care what Harbaugh says. If this is true, it's still under his. It may have been one of those I see nothing, I know nothing situations, but this is under his leadership. He is the CEO of that program.
Well, I would find it hard to believe that if this was going on, and literally Michigan during games defensively is knowing what plays are before they're run, I would find it hard to believe that the head coach has no idea that this is going on and how they figured. How do you guys know what play they're about to run?
Exactly.
Don't worry about it, Coach. We just got it. We got it here. We don't want to tell you that because it would be, to me, virtually impossible for Jim Harbaugh to have no idea that this guy's going to opposing teams' games and scouting them ahead of time, which is the illegal part of this. You could steal signs during the game if you can. That's it. But what he was doing is going to games. You cannot scout in person future opponents for that season. If this guy's going to games, coming back, deciphering signs, all of these things, first of all, I would guess in practice, you're probably talking about it and working on it. Like, hey, here's plays they run, and this is the sign, all these things. Like, I would assume this would be discussed in coaching meetings, stuff like this. Like, hey, we know their signs. We know it, so we're good defensively, Coach. We got them.
Yeah, where'd you get them from? Why isn't Billy at every Saturday game? Why is he not with us on our home games and our away games? Where is he on Saturdays?
It would seem really hard. Now, maybe there's a way, but I would find it hard to believe that Jim Harbaugh had no idea that he had there was somebody on his staff out there going to other games and stealing signs.
Here's the thing: did you really need to steal? If it's happened, if it's, they can prove it. Do you really need to steal signs with some of those opponents you've played in the Big Ten? You haven't played Ohio State yet.
And I will say
you're stealing signs against for Purdue and some of those other schools.
I will say this too: the whole Michigan State saying they didn't know if they wanted to play the game this week.
Oh, geez!
I mean, come on.
Worry about your own house
for the safety of their players. Like, okay,
what?
Even if
safety of their players,
they know the plays you're about to run, I don't think that means they're going to decapitate one of your players. Like, I don't like. I think your players are going to be fine. It's a football game. They're going to get hit. Everything else, it's first of all, if you've seen your offense recently, Michigan State, I think everybody knows the plays you've been running. So don't act, don't. But the idea that they were like, oh, what? They were doing what? No, I don't know if we could play them then. Come on. That's a bit over the top.
Yeah, Michigan State has their own issues. All you had to do is look at the head coach, who's no longer the head coach. Look at Larry Nassar and all those issues. I know that's just not football. That's obviously with women's sports and other things. But certainly they have their own demons at Michigan State. But if it happened, if it's true, Harbaugh should be in trouble. I don't know how much trouble he'll be in, but the buck stops with the head coach. We've talked about it a billion times. I know they can't watch 120 kids every night, keep tabs on everything that's going on when they're away from the facilities. I understand all that, but it's still, it has to stop with somebody. There has to be a boss, and Jim Harbaugh is the boss. So, and in this situation, you would think where your staff is, whether it's assistant coaches, whether it's the analysts, whoever it may be. If they're connected to your program, you should know. Another thing, again, before we get into some of the action from last night around the sports world, obviously we talked a lot yesterday about the Tim McMahon story, ESPN story about Ja Morant. And this was interesting. In that story, our buddy Jeff Calkins was quoted, and I'm paraphrasing here. I'm not sure the exact quote, but basically Jeff said, Ja's the biggest thing since Elvis. One of those, hey, just throw it out there, right? And it's not outlandish to say something like that, certainly not. But the Daily Memphian went ahead and they polled their readers, and they wanted to hear what they had to say about who they think the biggest star is since Elvis. And it was, I'm not sure exactly how the results came out, but I know that the consensus was, no, Justin Timberlake is the biggest star since Elvis. And I would think, again, as big as Ja is, Justin Timberlake's bigger. Would you agree?
Justin Timberlake's a big deal internationally. I know that much.
Exactly. Not taking anything away from Ja and his significance, especially in this country in the NBA, but certainly starting to become that name internationally until maybe he was derailed by the off-the-court issues. But Timberlake, come on. Justin Timberlake is a known commodity around the world. So I would say, yes, the readers got that one right. Last night in the NFL, Jacksonville, with a less than 100% Trevor Lawrence, wins in New Orleans 31-24 against the Saints. They win in the Dome. Lawrence beats the Saints in New Orleans for the first time with the sprained right knee, goes 20 of 29, 204 yards, just the one touchdown pass, but was the game winner to Christian Kirk. But he also ran the ball 8 times for 59 yards with the bum knee as Jacksonville goes to 5-2, drops New Orleans to 3-4.
Yeah, I guess the good news for New Orleans is the offense did wake up in that late in the game. Now, Foster Moreau, I know, is probably still distraught.
Yes.
Over dropping the pass that would have allowed them to tie, or I guess theoretically could have gone for 2 to win the game. I would assume they would have probably taken the tie. That was that's brutal on his part, but that New Orleans offense is not good. So I guess they could take the positives if they finally move the football late in that game. But that's a tough one for Foster Moreau. That is just a tough one to try and swallow. The pass wasn't perfect, but an NFL tight end normally catches that.
And tough for anybody who took the New Orleans Saints. College football last night.
If you bet the Saints minus points last night against Jacksonville, that's on you.
No. I waited till in-game, and they were behind and got some great odds, and I jumped on the Saints, and they had a chance, and thank you, Dr. Moreau. In college football last night, Rice all over Tulsa. In Tulsa, 42-10 in the American Conference. Rice improves to 4-3. Tulsa drops to 3-4. And then James Madison. And I saw your rant via Twitter or X, and I agree with you 100%. JMU, look, it is not easy to go into Huntington and beat a pretty good Marshall team. They hold Marshall to 9 points. So JMU, which only scored 20, but has been pretty good offensively, but has been really good defensively.
Well, their defense did not allow a point.
That's right. They had the safety
and a kickoff return.
That's right. But JMU is 7-0, and Marshall's now 4-3. And the Dukes can't do anything because they are in transition.
Yeah, it just doesn't. There's nothing that makes sense. And kudos to Matt Berry on the call last night, who just kept going off on the NCAA about it. There's just no. It doesn't make sense. I don't even understand the purpose of the rule. I don't understand the intent. They don't have an advantage. It's not like the other teams are at a disadvantage against them. So you're like, oh yeah, we don't want them taking a spot. They have an advantage to get.
They have the disadvantage.
Yes, they're it just doesn't. And I didn't even know. I didn't realize until last night when they were talking about it. Not only can they not go to the postseason, their statistics aren't even official NCAA statistics. The NCAA does not recognize their statistics.
So what happens to the teams that are playing them? The statistics in that game, they don't count?
They count, I guess. I don't.
So it counts for the one team and doesn't count for the other?
Because the site I use for stats is not the official NCAA site. I use CFB Stats. Mm-hmm. But they have James Madison. Because James Madison's rush defense is by far the best in the country. It's not even. They give up 36 rushing yards per game.
Jeez.
The next best is Utah at 66 or something like that. But if you go to the NCAA site and you go to rush defense, James Madison is not there. They do not. Their stats do not exist in the NCAA's world. They don't count. They're not
individual and team. Both, right? Is what you're saying?
They cannot lead the country in anything. Statistically,
it makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Because they are unbelievable. Their defense is insanely good. They get sacks. They had, I think, 7 last night. Their rush defense is just crazy good. You cannot run the ball against them, but yet that the NCAA does not recognize any of those statistics.
Well, again, how about all those kids working their tails off? No postseason play for them, so no bowl game. They're undefeated. They could be the Group of 5 New Year's 6 representative if they weren't in transition. So you won't have them in a bowl game. You won't have Jacksonville State as well. I think they're in the second year of the transition. What is it, a 2 or 3 year deal? The transition.
I don't even know what
it's ridiculous. So Jacksonville State, which just had the big win the other night, they're already at 6 wins, I believe, right? Jacksonville State, they can't go to a bowl game. So these are teams that are actually good that can't go to bowl games. Unless, isn't there a caveat if there's not enough teams that are at 6 and 6, or are they just going to take a 5 and 7 over a transition?
I think
team?
they'll take the 5 and 7. I don't.
That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. All right.
It's so bizarre to me, that rule. And I mean, James Madison is like
good, legitimately good,
really, really good. That defense. The one dude on defense, number 10, who had I think he had 3 sacks last night. It felt like he had 20. That dude, it's amazing watching their defense, how good they are. They are constantly in the backfield. Like, you don't ever get a chance as a quarterback or running back. You hand off, the running back gets hit seemingly as soon as he has the ball, and the quarterbacks are constantly under pressure.
I'll admit I didn't know how good they were defensively. Then I heard how good they were, and I watched a good portion of it last night, and I realized they were. Again, it was against Marshall. Pretty good team, especially at home, but they destroyed them.
They give up 36 rushing yards per game. Now, granted, in college, the sacks come off a rushing yard, so that helps because they also get 1 million sacks.
Right.
And the next best is Utah at over 66 yards per game. So they are 30 yards better than any rush defense in America.
Nearly double, right? Nearly double. As far as 36, 66, I mean, it's close to being doubly, better, if you want to put it that way.
Drew says they would go if there's not enough 6 and 6 teams.
That's what I thought
they
I
were
read.
In one of the bowl projections this week, so it's possible.
Well, I hope they do. They deserve, and Jacksonville State deserves as well. By the way, I think 99.9% of the people right now that care about college football and know the story of James Madison would agree with you and me that it's absolutely ridiculous. All right, real quick, we got to get to a break, and then John Varlas on the other side. Diamondbacks a win yesterday over the Phillies 2-1. I got more on that later on in the show. That cuts the Phillies' lead in the series, the NLCS, to 2-1. And then the Astros. I hate the Astros, but you got to admit they are damn good. 10-3 over Texas. Whatever it is, they continue to win in Arlington. They love winning on the road, or they love playing on the road, and then they win on the road. They win 10-3, as I said. That series now even at 2. Jose Abreu with a 3-run home run. Altuve is kicking tail as he normally is. These guys just, they are made for the postseason. Game 5 tonight in Arlington. That series even at 2. Pinnacle Roofing and Restoration for all your roofing and home repair needs. Call Brandon McCullough at 901-438-5084. That's 901-438-5084. Or go online to newroofmemphis.com. Don't delay. While it may be a little problem right now, it will become a major headache. So call Brandon. They'll come out and do a free roof inspection. They're licensed, bonded, and insured, a member of the Better Business Bureau. They offer financing, including plans and options that maybe a 6-month, same as cash option, a 12-month, year and a half if you want to go that long. They'll work with your insurance company. They'll work out of pocket, whatever it takes to get that roof fixed or get that new roof. They do residential and commercial roofing. So business owners and property managers, if you have a leak or any other roofing problem, call Brandon today. 5-year labor warranty on the purchase of a new roof. All their work satisfaction guaranteed, and that includes work around the home, carpentry work, exterior painting. They can replace gutters, install shingles, put up fencing and siding, rotten wood repair. They can do it all for you. If you can't do it yourself, call the experts. Quality work at a very good price. That's Pinnacle Roofing and Restoration. Again, for all your roofing and home repair needs. Call Brandon. Tell him you heard it here on Sports 56 Mornings. Locally owned and operated, 901-438-5084 or online at newroofmemphis.com. John Varlas joins us next. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hey, Mid-South, you looking for a new ride that'll save you some big bucks? We got it at Gossett Kia on the Pike. A new ride that boosts 41 mpg highway and 2023 Kia Forte LXS. $229 a month, $29.99 to its signing. How about 2023 Nero EV Wind SUV? 253 miles of EPA estimated range, $269 a month, $49.99 to its signing. And 2023 Kia EV6 Wind. Get up to 134 city, 101 highway MPGE, $399 a month, $49.99 to its signing. Plus a free charger with your EV purchase. All 36 36-month leases, and Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Ask for Bobby J. He's ready to put you in a new Kia today. Gossett Kia 1900 Covington Pike or online KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 36-month lease, 650 acquisition fee, Forte PE 678 6055, MSRP 21610, Nero P5017859, MSRP 41090, EV6 P5017859, MSRP 49687. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 10/31/23 with approved credit. Dealer stock only.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. If you need a new roof for your home or business, we hope to hear from you and will work hard to earn your business. We are experts and certified in residential and commercial roofing, siding, and gutter installation. I have been serving the Memphis area for over 20 years, and now with 2 of my sons working with me, we plan to be here for years to come. So if you need a roof, please give us a call. On a personal note, what a great time it is to be a Memphis sports fan. With the Grizzlies and the Redbirds and 901 FC, not to mention Tigers football and basketball, it's going to be a fun year. Thanks to Coach Silverfield and Coach Hardaway and their staffs for their dedication to the student and athletes, the University of Memphis, the City of Memphis, and us fans. Fiveash Roof Services, a proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Fiveash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Sunrise on Jefferson and Sunrise East on Poplar may both be named Sunrise because they serve a fantastic breakfast. But sometimes you can't get to Sunrise for breakfast, and that's why it's important to remember that they both serve amazing lunches until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You can get a perfect bacon cheeseburger or the Dirty Bird sandwich with crispy fried chicken and buffalo sauce, or the fried green tomato BLT at either Sunrise location every day for lunch. When you think of Sunrise, you may think of breakfast, but when you think of lunch, throw in some Sunrise.
Response to the all-new Genesis Diamonds has been incredible. People are loving what we've brought to Memphis. Genesis is a different kind of jewelry store with more jewelry than you've ever seen in one place at prices you never thought possible. The selection at Genesis is mind-blowing. Up to 30 times what you'd find at ordinary stores, including one of the largest selections of certified diamonds in the United States. From a half carat to 20 carats, rounds, princess cuts, ovals, cushion cuts, emerald cuts, both natural diamonds and lab-grown diamonds. Plus, Genesis has brought a new level of quality to Memphis with exquisite handcrafted designer jewelry you won't find anywhere else. From names like Tacori, Veragio, Simon G, Kirk Cara, and dozens more from New York and California. And don't miss our stunning selection of luxury pre-owned Rolex watches. Discover the Genesis difference, forever changing how people in Memphis buy diamonds and fine jewelry. Now open at Poplar and Perkins, the official jeweler of the Tennessee Titans.
Join us for the Memphis Police Department Hiring Expo Saturday, October 21st, 2023 from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 170 North Main Street downtown. We'll be taking applications and interviewing candidates on site. Salary starting at $54,611, increasing to $60,713 after probation. Benefits include a $15,000 sign-on bonus, up to $10,000 relocation assistance. For more information or details, visit joinmpd.com.
Sports 56 traffic.
This accident over here's got traffic extra slow on 240 eastbound before you get to Walnut Grove, closer to Sam Cooper. It's got traffic heavy now on 40 westbound as you come past Sycamore View Road. Traffic's on the increase up through South Haven as we stare at it live here on 55 going northbound as that traffic builds coming up from DeSoto County. If you get hurt in a car crash, call 901 Attorneys. Check out their website at 901attorneys.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now, back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by East Memphis Ace Hardware at the corner of White Station and Quince. Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back. Happy Friday. 7:31 is the time. Hope your very early Friday is off to a good start. We're getting you set for the sports weekend. And it is Friday. That means time to talk some prep sports, specifically prep football, with our very own John Varlas.
It's time for Greg and Eli's weekly visit with John Varlas of the Daily Memphian. Check out John's prep sports coverage and more at dailymemphian.com. Now, here's John Varlas with Greg and Eli.
He is the award-winning Daily Memphian prep reporter John Varlas, who covers all things prep. In fact, right now he's joining us from the beautiful Murfreesboro Hilton overlooking Murfreesboro Lake at the state volleyball tournament. You can follow John on Twitter at John Varlas. He joins us every single Friday all year long. John, how's Murfreesboro treating you?
Well, it's lovely. How are you guys doing? It's great to talk to you. The hotel is lovely this year, actually. I think they remodeled it. I'm actually at the Candlewood Suites, but it's a lot nicer than I remember. I think they've given it a fresh coat of paint because it's actually pretty nice here.
Nice. Do you get the free buffet breakfast?
Well, I can get it, but I'm probably going to be too lazy to go down there.
That boy.
I was telling Zach I'm pretty wiped out about yesterday. It was kind of a long day yesterday.
Yeah, well, you kick tail as you always do. And before we dive into football, what's happening with the local teams in the prep volleyball state tournament? Any state champs?
Oh, for sure. Congrats, of course, to Coach April Hargy from and the girls from Briarcrest. They won state again this year. They beat St. Agnes in an all-Memphis final in the large private school classification. And guys, when you talk about dynasties here in Memphis in terms of high school sports, I think Briarcrest volleyball is right at the top of the list. This was their second championship in a row, their sixth championship in 8 years, and the 11th championship in the history of the program. So,
wow,
it's probably the closest thing we have to a dynasty here locally. So, congrats to them. Congrats to St. Agnes on a terrific season, finishing second. Also, St. George's finished runner-up in the smaller private school division. So, congrats to Coach Samantha Groos and her girls. Houston ended up in third place yesterday in Class AAA. Good season for Houston as well. And, of course, down in DeSoto County, down in Mississippi, we had two champions last night at Lewisburg. They were down 2 sets, and they came back to win their best-of-5 match in Class 7A, and Lake Cormorant won in Class 6A. So, really big night for local volleyball, really good advertisement for the game here locally with those teams, and it was a very successful season and a busy and fun day yesterday.
Memphis is a volleyball town.
Good thing, because we're not apparently a high school football town, so good on the gals.
Greg, when I was waiting for you guys to call, Greg, I was reflecting back on what we talked about last week with the margins of victories, and I saw there was a game last night in the Dallas area. Apparently, and the final score was 90-0. So
The game was closer than the score would indicate.
So if you had Sunset High from Dallas, minus 89, you got the cover on that one. So
holy cow.
I didn't know they played games long enough to be able to score 90 points. And you must score every single time you touch the football, like no tackling from the other team at all.
Well, and apparently there was quite a few defensive touchdowns on that. A lot of turnovers. Things can get out of hand, but it is what it is. But no, last night we had a few games in the Memphis area, and Greg, to follow up on your theory, none of them were really close except for the Kingsbury Martin Luther King prep game, which was a 2-possession game there, and Kingsbury got that one and won their first game of the year. So congrats to the alma mater. But no, Greg, your theory is kind of proven out to be true. Hopefully, we will have some good competitive football tonight, though.
Yeah, and Kingsbury, they ended up winning by what? Still won by 2 touchdowns, right? Was that the game that was a 14-point difference, right?
Yeah, it was tied going into the fourth quarter.
Right, so it was relative, but still ends up 14 points in the end, and the other games were blowouts. I know that Mitchell won big, and I know that you tweeted out that now they got a big one next week, Mitchell, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Mitchell will play Fairleigh next week for the it will be for the region championship because Fairleigh's playing Overton tonight, and that's not a region game, so I would expect Fairleigh to probably beat Overton, but even if they don't, it's not a region game. So, that's going to be a really huge game. The schedule makers did a really good job on that one. It's going to be undefeated Mitchell next week at 9-0, and most likely 7-2 Fairleigh, which will be undefeated in the region. And the winner of that one next week will be the top seed in Region 8-2A, and the loser will be in second place.
It's crazy that we've got 2 weeks left in the regular season. These have flown by here, but here we are, and so we got a lot of important games and things coming down to determine playoff positioning, all that stuff. Tonight, I know Lausanne has a big one. Lausanne and North Point tonight is big.
Yeah, and that's the one I'll be at. I was telling Zach my exciting travel plans for the rest of the morning. I'm gonna hang up with you guys and maybe get a little bit more nap and a little bit of a workout, and then come on home. And I will be at Lausanne tonight. It's North Point coming into town, like you said, Eli. Both of those teams are undefeated in the region, so that's going to be a huge one. Lausanne coming off a really impressive victory last week against Munford. It was the 200th victory for Coach Kevin LaCastro, so congrats to Coach LaCastro.
Yes, congrats, Kevin.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he joins an exclusive club. He and Coach Alston, Bobby Alston at MUS, they are the only two active coaches with 200 wins. The rest of the coaches in that club are unfortunately no longer with us. Guys like Ken Netherland, Tom Nix, Jim Hines, and Jake Rudolph, and those guys. I expect a good game. I expect a lot of running the ball. Lausanne ran for 400 yards last week against Munford. At North Point too, not what they've done in recent years where they've had a lot of success passing. They've had more success running the ball this year with DeMonte Dillard and Josh Okogie. So I expect this one to come down to line of scrimmage play and see who can stop the other's running game. But it should be a competitive game, and I'd be surprised if this one is a blowout. I really would. I think it'll be a fairly close game tonight at Lausanne.
To Eli's point about 2 weeks left in the regular season, and you said time just flies by. My theory with football season is because there's only one game per week for a football team, no matter what level it is, right? High school, college, NFL. It's not like basketball. It's not like baseball where they play every single day. So your anticipation is for that next game. Whether you win or whether you lose, you start to count down the days for the next week. You can't wait for the next weekend. And then that's why I think things go so quickly in the fall and the winter. That's my theory. I'm sticking to it. When it's the other time of the year, especially the summer, it just drags out because there's really no anticipation. You may be anticipating a family trip or something like that. But in football, and there are so many football fans out there, each week, once that game's over, you start to count down to the next game, and then the next game. And then by the time you turn around, September started, and all of a sudden it's mid-November. That's the theory.
Look, I don't think you're entirely wrong, Greg, and I think and not necessarily high school, but when you're talking college and talking NFL, and you're talking in media and guys that do the kind of work that we do, you spend all week talking about the big game, and then you spend Monday, Tuesday analyzing what happened on Saturday and Sunday, and then by that time Wednesday's coming around and you're looking forward to the next one. So you're right. I mean, I think too, it's part of the constant conversation around either what has happened or what is going to happen.
Yeah.
It kind of does make the time go by. I don't think you're necessarily wrong about that. As much as we love baseball and basketball and the other sports, I don't think there's that constant analysis and looking back and looking ahead to all the games. Primarily just because there's so many of them.
I agree.
We came into the beginning of the season talking a lot about Region 8, 6A, and how good that region was. Now, Germantown has put themselves in great position. Going into these final 2 weeks, what's the situation behind Germantown there in that region?
Well, the situation behind Germantown is crowded. Germantown, Eli, like you say, they're in great shape. They're undefeated in the region, and they will close with 2 games that they should win. They've got Arlington tonight, and then they finish with White Station. So if you're a Germantown, you feel pretty confident about those 2 games. So behind them, Houston has 1 loss in the region, and Collierville and Whitehaven actually have 2 losses in the region, and they play tonight, and that's going to be a huge game. I believe that was at Collierville. That's going to be a huge one tonight. That should be very physical, very important game in the playoff standings. And then, of course, you've got Bartlett. And I apologize, I don't have the standings in front of me, and I can't remember if Bartlett has 1 loss or 2 region losses. I know they've got 3 losses overall. No, they've only got 1 loss in the region because they lost to MUS And well, I can't remember. I apologize.
Who are you saying?
Bartlett.
Bartlett has 2 losses in the region.
Okay, so Bartlett has 2 losses in the region, and Collierville and Whitehaven have 2 losses. So essentially, the loser of this Collierville-Whitehaven game tonight is going to be in big trouble. And Houston has 1 loss in the region; they're in good shape, and of course, Germantown is undefeated. So yeah, that makes this Collierville-Whitehaven game tonight huge.
How many get in? 4?
4 get in. Yeah, top 4.
Yeah, so you're right. Absolutely, some huge games. What else you got an eye on for tonight's schedule?
Well, it's going to be a big game between Fayette Academy and FACS down in the small private school division. That's an important game for those guys. Like I said, I'm fading, guys. I don't have the schedule in front of me, so I do apologize.
Who are you looking for? Because I got the schedule in front of me. FACS at Fayette Academy is what you've been talking about, right? And then what else are you looking for?
FACS is a big game. What do we have in the Dandy Dozen?
You got that in front of you, Eli?
Yes.
This is great radio here. I apologize, guys.
That's all right, John.
Well, there's because MUS is playing Oak Haven, so they're out of.
What about this
Southwind's playing Kirby?
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of non-region games tonight. That's homecoming for MUS. They get a chance to kind of take a little bit of a breather after the monster schedule that they've had. Southwind at Kirby, that's a non-region game. I expect Southwind to win that one and go to 9-0 for the, extending the best start in the history of their program.
Is it normal this late to have a bunch of these non-regional games?
Well, I don't know that it's necessarily normal. I just think it's kind of the way the schedule fell. The thing, Greg, all these regions have a different number of teams. So, like, for example, Region 8 6A has 8 teams, so it's, kind of easy to put together a schedule that you've got 7 region games and you just find 3 non-region games.
Gotcha.
But some of these other region games, with only 6 teams, 5 teams, you schedule your region games and then you kind of just fill in the rest where you can based on what the other teams have available and what weeks they're available to play. So, yeah, it's a little unusual to have non-region games at this time of the season, but certainly not unheard of. And, and putting together a high school football schedule is one of the hardest things these guys have to do. It can truly be a pain in the pain in the rear end.
I'm sure.
Yeah, like Division II AAA, like there's 5 teams on this side, so one of them has to be playing a non-region game, and it happens to be MUS.
Yeah,
this week. The other 4 are playing. What about the Covington Ripley game?
That's going to be a really big game, actually. Covington has had some blowouts and some running clocks here lately. They've worked their way back up in the state rankings. They're playing terrific offensive football like they always do. They're the top rushing team in our state, and I suspect when the Mr. Football Committee meets here in a couple of weeks, that their main guy Skyland Smith is going to get a lot of consideration. But having said that, Ripley is very good as well. Both of those teams are 4-1 in the region, so obviously you guys can see how important that is in the region standing. So yeah, that's going to be a big one tonight with Ripley.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back with more John Varlas. He's joining us from Murfreesboro, covering the state volleyball championships, of course, in the volunteer state. So we'll put John on hold, and we'll come back and get more from John. We'll also get some thoughts on the 901 FC playoff game, which will be coming up tomorrow. Playoffs. John will talk about that as he covers that for the Daily Memphian. And if you're a big fan of soccer, Aaron Malloy, one of the stars of that team, is going to join us at 8:05.
Well, this hour of the program brought to you by East Memphis Ace Hardware. I talked about the battle with the possum, and I went with the mothball route. Where did I get the mothballs? I got them at East Memphis Ace Hardware. That's where you get anything. If you're battling a possum or you're trying to get rid of rake the leaves or whatever you need to get done, folks at East Memphis Ace Hardware have you taken care of with all of those supplies. Of course, the massive selection of paint. If you got any paint project coming up, the Benjamin Poor paints that you can find over there. Of course, the Big Green Egg, the egg accessories. They are a platinum Big Green Egg dealer, one of those here in town. They got everything you need when it comes to the Big Green Egg. They just got everything you need for whatever project you need to get done. And they've got a great staff to help you find whatever it is you need to find at East Memphis Ace Hardware. Located at the corner of Quince and White Station in East Memphis. Go check them out at the East Memphis Ace Hardware.
And you're tuned in to Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, We are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Start your day the right way at La Palapa with the biggest, baddest breakfast burrito around. Chorizo, cheese, rice, beans, and eggs served with fresh salsa, and it's served all day. La Palapa has daily lunch specials, all served with rice and beans, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Try a torta, breaded chicken, steak, chorizo, or ham served with mayo, avocado, lettuce, tomato, and jalapenos, all in a hoagie. Plus amazing soups and dinner entrees, all at La Palapa, 5255 Summer Avenue. La Palapa, the little hut with big taste.
Hey everybody, Chevy truck season, it's here. And if you're ready for a new Silverado, All-Star Chevrolet right here in Olive Branch has deals that are spot on to save you money. And let's be real, your good credit deserves it. Financing as low as $0. No payment for 90 days. That could be next year. Plus, you get $1,000 in cash, and All-Star has all the Silverados. Fall road trips, tailgating, Thanksgiving, Christmas, timing could not be better. So come to Olive Branch and drive a new Tahoe or Traverse. And if it's a certified pre-owned Chevy or any pre-owned you want, All-Star is loaded up. Camaro convertibles, Suburbans, Lexuses. If it's not here, just ask Jeff and he will find it for you. And Jeff and Kevin told me to thank all of you who are bringing your cars and trucks here to sell. You could get a check today for some crazy good money. Remember, it's not South Haven, not Mount Moriah or Bartlett or Carterville. It's got to be Olive Branch, people. So find new roads to All-Star Chevy today or go to allstarautogroup.com.
Roofs, and more roofs. Chris Price here with Metro Builders. Is your roof leaking? Do you have mold stains on the ceiling of your home or business? Is your carrier denying your claim or offering a repair simply because they don't have enough documentation? You need a contractor that performs work for insurance claims for policyholders each and every day, and Metro Builders is here to assist. Call Metro Builders. At Metro Builders, we provide free estimates, consultation, and claim repairs. Metro Builders' process of arriving, inspecting, diagnosing problems, and estimating is second to none, commercial and residential. Our team of Hague-certified technicians are standing by to assist you with providing estimates and photos to your carrier to document your loss. All you owe is what your policy states. No large fees on top of the final scope. We use high-grade materials and are certified by companies like Atlas, CertainTeed, Owens Corning, and Mulehide with labor warranties up to 50 years on all of our jobs. Metro Builders provides roof repairs across the Mid-South. Call Metro Builders to schedule your inspection free. Call me. 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717.
Go where the season takes you, and it'll take you to huge savings at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike. Be packed with power in 2024 Mitsubishi Mirage G4. 37 MPG combined, $18,755 or $199 a month. Ready for adventure? 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport, $25,595 or $299 a month. Plus 7 seating and top safety pick 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander SUV, $32,185 or $399 a month. And every new Gossett Mitsubishi is equipped with Mitsubishi's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. You want it, we Gossett. Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike, or 24/7 at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 84 months, 500 military rebate, loyalty, conquest rebate, 500 G4, RHFO 1918, MSRP 19255, Sport, PU 015-137, MSRP 26595, Outlander RZ 006545, MSRP 33185, includes all rebates and incentives, PF 695, excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month with approved credit, dealer stock only.
Looking for a high-efficiency planting solution? The Case IH 2150 Early Riser Planter combines the industry's most accurate planter technologies with a rugged row unit for a fast and uniform emergence. The Case IH 2150 Early Riser operates at your speed and adapts to unique field conditions so that you can maximize your yield potential. Stop in or call Mid-South Ag Equipment at 662-890-3141 to learn more. That's Mid-South Ag, your Case IH Equipment headquarters.
Looking for your next car? Give Car Corner a try. Car Corner, located at 2653 Mount Moriah. They specialize in cars under $15,000. Bad credit? No problem at Car Corner. CarCornerMemphis.com. That's CarCornerMemphis.com. They even have cash cars under $7,000. That's Car Corner at 2653 Mount Moriah. CarCornerMemphis.com. Look for the building with the teal green roof.
Now, back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by East Memphis Ace Hardware at the corner of White Station and Quince. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everyone. Bonus Varlas, as always, as John Varlas joins us on Fridays from the Daily Memphian. Today he's joining us from Murfreesboro, covering the Tennessee State volleyball tournament, and then he'll be on his way back home today to cover prep football. Nobody covers it better than the award-winning John Varlas. Here is the lineup, by the way, for some of the area Mississippi schools for tonight. Looks like a pretty healthy schedule. You have Hernando at DeSoto Central, Lewisburg at Horn Lake, Lake Cormorant at South Panola, Olive Branch at Saltillo, Oxford at South Haven, and Grenada at Center Hill. So a juicy schedule for the teams in Mississippi, at least the northern part.
John, there was somebody texted in on the Sports 56 listener line, wanted you to, I guess, kind of give your thoughts, comments on the game you were at last week between MUS and Christian Brothers.
Oh, well, that was a fun game, Eli. Like always with those rivals, and you just really have to continue to be impressed with the job that MUS is doing. And I said this, earlier this week when I appeared on the statewide radio show. One thing that MUS kind of always seems to do that I think is really impressive is the way they kind of develop their talent over the season. So you have a player like Max Williams, for example, who was the star of the Christian Brothers game. He caught a 30-yard touchdown pass in the second quarter to make the score 14-0. Then on the next possession, Christian Brothers returns the kickoff for a touchdown, apparent touchdown that gets brought back because of a block in the back penalty. And then, 2 plays later, they throw an interception, and Max Williams takes it 75 yards to the house. So a real big momentum-turning play there. But, having said all that, here's a player that, early September, mid-September, he wasn't really contributing that much. But now, a month later, he's contributing, mightily to the victory. And I think that's what you always kind of get from MUS. They just develop those guys as the season goes on, and guys that maybe aren't doing quite as much around Labor Day. Halloween comes around and they're playing great ball for them. And I think that's just going to continue and carry them out through the postseason because they've been tremendous all year long. And, certainly I think they get the win tonight over Oak-Haven at homecoming. They finish up with Briarcrest, and then it's on to the playoffs, and we'll see what happens. But I think they really have the potential to do something special at MUS this year.
All right, just a couple of minutes to go. Father Ryan, Christian Brothers, you'll be on the call, Eli, at that one. Is this game significant as far as home field, postseason?
Division II AAA, Christian Brothers, Ensworth, and Briarcrest are all 1-1 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Father Ryan's 0-3, but Father Ryan also hammered Brentwood Academy earlier this year. Father Ryan's weird. They won their first 3, killed Brentwood Academy, and then they've lost 5 in a row since then. It's like very bizarre, but yeah, there's a lot to be sorted out here because Christian Brothers has Father Ryan, then Ensworth. Briarcrest has Ensworth tonight, and then MUS. So that whole thing has to be sorted out over these last 2 weeks.
So important stuff still to come over the last couple of weeks of the regular season. John, before I get your thoughts on 901 FC and tomorrow, the beginning of the playoffs, I was asking this to Eli during the break. Kids that live out in Oakland, like toward Fair Oaks Golf Course, I know Fayette Academy's out that way if you wanted to go private. Where do those kids usually go to high school?
That's a good question. I mean, the only public high school in Fayette County would be Fayette Ware. So I imagine
Fayette Ware.
I imagine they go to Fayette Ware if they live in Fayette County. But I really don't know where the borders are on that, Greg.
Okay. I was just curious. We were talking about it. I was wondering, where do all those kids end up going? All right, 901 FC begins the postseason with a home match. They'll take on one of their rivals, Louisville. Tomorrow we got Aaron Malloy coming on in about 10 minutes or so. John, what are your thoughts on this one?
Well, I think it's just a tremendous accomplishment. First of all, congrats to Coach Glass and everyone at 901 FC. 5 years in existence. Now this is their 3rd year in the playoffs. 2nd year, they're going to be opening the playoff at home. So they're a top 4 seed for the 2nd year in a row. So just a really tremendous accomplishment. And I think, in terms of level of talent, both in individual talent and overall depth of talent in the squad, I think this is one of the more, it may be the most talented team they've had. You're going to have Aaron Malloy on there. He is a very, very good midfielder at this level. Guys like Jeremy Kelly, Rodrigo DaCosta, they've just really put together a great roster this year with, good guys for this level. And except for that blip where they had, except for that blip earlier in the season where they forgot how to defend there for a few games. I mean, they've been very, very good and very, very consistent. So I'm excited to see the match tomorrow night. I certainly hope they can get the job done in advance in the postseason. I really hope there's a nice crowd tomorrow night at AutoZone Park. It's going to be good weather. The Tigers are out of town. Nothing else going on sports-wise. No Grizzlies. So I hope everybody gets out and supports. It should be a fun game. And, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. And I really hope you guys have a good talk with Aaron, too, because he's a top-class young man. Really good guy.
John, thank you as always. Great stuff. Good job covering the state volleyball tournament in Tennessee, as you always do. And safe travels back here to Memphis to cover prep football. We appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys always. You kind of buried the lead on me, though. I really want to hear more about Eli and his possum, but I know we don't have time for that. So I'll try to catch up with you guys on that, but that sounds like quite the tale.
Stay tuned for Monday. Still to come. Thank you, John. Appreciate it.
Okay, guys. Bye.
John Varlas from the Daily Memphian covers prep football. He covers all prep sports and covers Memphis 901 FC, among other things. You can hear him every Friday right here on the program. And follow him on Twitter, at John Varlas.
Yeah, we had a texter wanting a shout-out, but we did, if you missed earlier, John did mention that the Lewisburg and Lake Cormorant High Schools, yes, both won the state volleyball title, just like Briarcrest did here in Tennessee. So good day yesterday around the area for the volleyball teams. Congratulations to all those girls.
Absolutely. Congratulations to all. We need to take a timeout. When we come back, hour 2 of the program, as we talked about, Aaron Malloy will join us at 8:05 from Memphis 901 FC. We'll talk a little showboats with Steve Macy, their director of marketing, and then we'll get back into the action from last night around the sports world. There was a lot going on, from the NFL to college football to Major League Baseball in the postseason. We'll talk about the playoffs, the championship series, and we'll discuss a little Grizzlies as they will play their final tune-up game tonight. They'll take on the Milwaukee Bucks on the road before they open up for keeps on Wednesday at home against the New Orleans Pelicans. You're tuned in to Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Guns, guns, and more guns. Over 700 firearms in stock. Home defense guns, old guns, new guns, used guns, big guns, little guns. Every gun you can think of, Classic Arms has them. All brands like Glock, Sig, Colt, Ruger, Smith & Wesson, Browning, Beretta, Benelli, Remington, Winchester, and more. Guaranteed lowest prices in town. Only gun importer in the Mid-South. Free gun inspections and appraisals and free bore sighting for the upcoming deer season. Shop online at ClassicArmsOfMemphis.com or visit Classic Arms at 1740 Germantown Parkway behind Corky's Barbecue in Cordova.
All 36-month lease, $650 acquisition fee, Forte PE 678-6055, MSRP 21,610, Nero P 501-7859, MSRP 41,090, EV6 P 501-7859, MSRP 49,687. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 10/31/23 with approved credit. Dealer stock only. Hey, Jeff Allen, the weather's getting cooler, but the deals keep on getting hotter at Gossett Kia South. What you got going on, Jeff?
Only the best deals you'll find on your new Kia, Randy. I've got 41 MPG Highway in a new 2023 Kia Forte LXS, $229 a month, $29.99 due at signing. I've got EV action with a 2023 Nero EV Win SUV, 253 miles of EPA estimated range, $269 a month, $49.99 due at signing. And a 2023 Kia EV6 Win, 134 city, 101 highway MPGE, $399 a month, $49.99 due at signing. All 36-month lease.
Plus a free charger with your EV purchase and Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
How long has it been since you heard the term being overstocked? Well, it's happened at Family Leisure. Yep. That means you get the savings, like select patio sets that are up to 50% off. If you need a play gym, you're in luck because they're also overstocked and start at under $2,000. Pool tables and game room items up to $700 off of in-stock items. Saunas, massage chairs, arcades, even theater seating. Special financing is available with free delivery. Family Leisure is extending sale pricing on all in-stock hot tubs and swim spas. And if you need supplies to close up your pool for the winter, Family Leisure has them up to 30% off. It's been a while since you've heard of an overstock sale, but Family Leisure is right in the middle of one. Huge deals and a huge overstocked inventory. That means great savings for you. It's happening now at Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company, we have it all. From handmade Amish leather belts, fine and casual clothing, boots, casual boots, work boots, fancy boots, and even safety-toed boots. Lots of cowboy hats to choose from, even Nebo lights, good-looking duck head dress shirts, duck head caps, shorts, and pants. Tons of jeans from Ariat, Wrangler, Devil Dog, and Kimes Ranch jeans. At Hewlett & Dunn, we have a great selection of Old South t-shirts and caps. Fine clothing from dress to casual to Sunday best. Enjoy choosing from UFO's orthopedic-approved shoes. Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company. Boots of every size, every color, every skin. Great quality Western, work, and safety toe boots. Hewlett & Dunn Boots and Clothing Company. 111 North Center Street, Collierville. Hewlett & Dunn. Hewlett & Dunn, serving you and your family since 1961.
Jenkins Floors and More in Hernando is growing. This family business started up 5 years ago with just one pallet, and now they have hundreds. Tim, the owner, gets calls from people everywhere and can sometimes save them up to 50% on wood flooring, carpet, tile, and vinyl. Jenkins Floors and More helps with renovations, home building, and installation. Jenkins Floors and More, number 6 East Commerce Street in Hernando. Also in Little Rock and coming soon to Tennessee. Call 662-469-9350 for more information. Listen each and every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. and join Ottawild Presbyterian Church for worship. Ottawild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good morning. Traffic still slow from the earlier wreck on 40 westbound, just past Sycamore View Road. Now it's still just crawling at times between Germantown Parkway and Sycamore View Road on 40 going westbound. Traffic's on the increase even more coming up through Midtown right now on 240 northbound up by Lamar. Hey, if you get hurt in a car crash, call 901 Attorneys right here in Memphis. Check out their website at 901attorneys.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers.
Diamonds are forever. Woo!
Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everyone. 8:05 the time. Hour number 2 here on Sports 56 Mornings, the Friday, October 20th, 2023 edition. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, Zach Boyd with you from the Family Leisure Studios. Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. Aaron Malloy of Memphis 901 FC will join us in just a moment. Second hour of the program brought to you by our friends at James Gaddis Jewelers, 4900 Poplar between Mendenhall and St. Nick, on the web at gaddisjewelers.com. They are your bridal, engagement, and anniversary jeweler headquarters, and every Monday and Friday they bring you the Memphis Sports Fact. Did you know, with their 4-0 win over UAB last night, the University of Memphis women's soccer team has now won 18 straight home matches dating back to October of 2021. They are also now 13-1 on the season and 7-0 in American Conference play. They wrapped up the American Conference Western Division title with last night's win. Well, speaking of soccer, a huge one tomorrow as the playoffs begin in USL Championship, and that means your Memphis 901 FC will be in action, and they'll host Louisville tomorrow at AutoZone Park. We're very pleased to be joined by Memphis 901 FC midfielder, the pride of Dublin, Ireland, Aaron Malloy, who you can follow on Twitter at AaronMalloy18. He leads the league with 77 chances created this season, leads the club with 8 assists. That's 6th in the league, and he joins us now. Aaron, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Doing great. Thanks for joining us. How important is it that you were able to earn a home match and you'll be home to start the playoffs?
Yeah, no, it's absolutely massive. It was a goal for us at the start of the year to be able to host a playoff game. I know last year it really helped having the fans behind us. basically as the 12th man, and we're hoping for the same thing tomorrow night.
With a couple of seasons down here in Memphis, what's it been like for you? What's your experience here in Memphis playing with 901 FC?
Yeah, no, it's absolutely brilliant. Obviously, on the field, we've had a lot of success. Get along with the guys. The locker room was really great. But what makes it so special is the community off the pitch. I've met some amazing people, make it really feel like home, and have made me feel comfortable. So I've been having such a great time here.
There's always a lot of turnover in sports, but specifically in soccer, you have players that come in, some that are lent from another team, some that are a part of the team. So how hard or challenging is it for that cohesiveness, to find that chemistry when you have a lot of guys, especially guys that come from all parts of the world?
Yeah, lucky for us, we kept a core group of the guys from last year, and we want to kick on. Obviously, we had a successful season last year. We were having a successful season this year, and we want to push on and go one more and bring a trophy back to Memphis. It's great having the lads come back with the experience of being in a playoff position and playoff games from last year. So we want to use that experience to our advantage.
What's the scouting report on Louisville?
Yeah, obviously we understand historically Louisville have been very good previous years. But ultimately, we want to focus on ourselves. We know we have a good week of training, good lead up to the game. We know we can beat anybody in the league, so we're just super excited to go out there and compete.
I know you went out to New Mexico this past week with the chance to either tie or win and to claim that home field. It didn't happen. Louisville lost, so you still got the home field advantage. I know you guys were disappointed with that performance. Is that one of those deals where just a tough road match? I know how important it was for them as well. They needed that W, but anything you take from that one, or you just kind of put that one in the rearview mirror?
Yeah, no, obviously what we do is we lost the game, very disappointed as a whole, but we let it hurt for that night, maybe just let it hurt on Sunday, and obviously we want to like fix our mistakes and make sure we learn from it. And then when it comes to Monday, we're all go for playoffs, and that's out of our mind. All the things that we've learned from the game, we want that obviously not happen next week. So we'd rather that game happen last week than playoffs.
Right.
It's win, or it's lose and go home. It's win in advance, and we're just super excited to go out there and compete tomorrow.
And I guess that's what trips like that make you appreciate when you get the home games, especially in the postseason.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
That's a long trip out there to New Mexico. There's no doubt about that. The for you coming over to America, and what's the kind of the comparison of soccer here that you've played versus when you're over in Ireland and other parts of the world?
Yeah, I think I grew up with soccer. We call it football back where I'm from, and we sleep, eat, and breathe football back at home. And coming over here, it's such a big country, and it's so many great sports to be involved in as a kid. And you got obviously football, baseball, basketball, and I think just the difference in sports is that so many kids have all these opportunities to play all these different sports. Whereas back at home, it's where I'm from, it's everyone just wants to kick a ball around and play football. So I think it's a good opportunity for kids growing up not to just be stuck with one sport and dabble in different ones.
You come over here and you start at a small school, your collegiate career, and then you end up transferring to Penn State, a huge school. What was that like? What was the college experience for you?
Yeah, no, college experience for me was absolutely amazing, and I always recommend it. For me, I needed it to grow, obviously, physically, mentally. I needed a couple of years. I was a late developer, but I think coming over to America, I didn't really know much about NAIA, NCAA, Division 1, Division 2. All I knew was wanted to go to America and further my education and play soccer. And after a year, Penn State came knocking, and it's pretty hard to say no. But I had a lot of great people who helped me along the way. I'd be here all day thanking those people. But they know who they are. But yeah, no, I had such a great experience in college, and it's something that I would recommend highly to a lot of young aspiring athletes.
Dart, did you when you were there, did you go to like Penn State football games?
Yeah. I went to a whiteout game in 2018. I went to a handful of games. I went to a lot of basketball games, wrestling games, matchups. So, yeah, no, I tried to make the most of my experience while I was there.
The football game, I'm sure the whiteout games, that's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, it was amazing. It was a whole day taken out of your schedule, but it was amazing.
Aaron Malloy joining us for a few more moments. They got practice coming up here in just a second as they prepare for tomorrow's playoff match with Louisville. All right, Aaron, on the pitch itself, talk some X's and O's. What is it going to take specifically? What are you going to have to do to win this game and advance in the playoffs?
Yeah, no, obviously we're going to have to show up, and right from the goal, we've got to bring the intensity, let our talents take over. But again, it's one of those playoff games where sometimes it may not be pretty, and you're just going to have to outwork your opponent, and we understand how Louisville work. So we've got to match the intensity and bring it just one level even more than that. And just super excited to go out there and compete and be able to do it in front of the home fans of Memphis.
How do you compare this year's squad to last year's that obviously made the postseason as well?
Yeah, no, obviously this year has been absolutely fantastic. We've had a great year, and like I said earlier, we want to push on from last year. I know last year we got to the semi-final of the conference tournament, but we want to kick on, and we're hungry for more. We're hungry to go and succeed, and we know we got the group to do it.
All right, well, go ahead.
There's a history of a rivalry between Memphis and Louisville, especially at the college level. Do you guys look at Louisville as a rival?
I think we look at everyone as a rival. You know, everybody that comes into Memphis, and they want what we want, and that's it. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, they've been on our list all year. It's nothing like that. It's a playoff game, and we're taking it as serious as can be, and we're just going to want to go out there and show the fans what we can do and what we've been made of, and all the hard work we've been putting in this year to come to fruition and hopefully get through to the next round.
Yep, you had a couple of matches with them during the regular season, so both teams certainly know each other. It should be a lot of fun tomorrow. Hopefully a huge crowd, Aaron, to support you guys tomorrow night and take advantage of that home field as Memphis 901 FC will battle Louisville. We can't thank you enough, my friend. Continued success and good luck in the postseason.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Aaron.
Much.
Aaron Malloy of Memphis 901 FC. Again, you can follow him on Twitter at Aaron Malloy 18. I think it's a 5:30 start, not the usual, 7 o'clock tomorrow night against Louisville. But yeah, I think from the history that we have in this city, Louisville, Birmingham, two of the soccer teams that they play in the USL Championship have to be their biggest rivals. I mean, he may not say it, but they got to be. Just the history of the city.
But the thing, I'm sure none of the players of the team, they don't have.
No. They don't
care about Louisville.
I'm talking about fans. I'm talking about people that live in Memphis. It's like, anytime Memphis is playing Louisville, anytime Memphis is playing a team from Birmingham, whether it be the USFL or the XFL, obviously football this weekend with Memphis playing UAB. And speaking of that, we have talked a lot about that game this week. You heard from Trent Dilfer, the UAB head coach. You heard from Ryan Silverfield, the Memphis Tigers head football coach, as we had both those head coaches on with us live. Memphis is a 6.5-point favorite against UAB, an 11 a.m. start. You broke down the game yesterday. Again, this one to me looks like as long as the Tigers don't put the ball on the ground, throw picks, and Seth has thrown some bad interceptions, although I think last week against Tulane, only one of the two was really his fault. Memphis should win this game. This is a bad UAB defense. They are good offensively. They can score, I think, pretty well, but they are going up against, I think, a pretty solid Memphis defense. Memphis defense has had breakdowns at times. It's tough to go mano-a-mano 60 minutes versus Tulane, the physicality of that team. Memphis has certainly had their moments. They certainly did a good job in St. Louis against Missouri, although coming up short. I think UAB facing Memphis is facing a better defense than some of the teams they've played on their schedule. Not all of them, just some of them. And offensively, Memphis should be able to score. They should be able to run the ball. They should be able to throw the ball because if you run successfully, it will open up for the passing game. It's less than a touchdown. Again, we made our picks yesterday. We both like Memphis in this one. The Tigers should move to 5-2, but they got to wake up early, as Ryan Silverfield said yesterday, and be ready to go from the get-go. And they have not had good starts for whatever the reason.
Yeah, I mean, this is a run defense that is awful in UAB, so they should be able to run the ball at will, like everybody else has. I mean, they give up over 200 rushing yards per game. So this is a team that you can run the football against, and that takes some pressure off Seth Hennigan. Then you get play action stuff going, and hopefully that can maybe hit some big plays over the top of their defense as well. They're going to throw a lot of short passes. They try and just get the ball out of the hands of their quarterback quickly, get guys in space. If you tackle soundly and run the ball, this is a game that the Tigers should win. To me, if you look at it, pretty comfortably. It would be, if they don't win this comfortably, they have not played well at all.
Other games of significance in the American Conference, you have SMU in action tonight. SMU is a 3-touchdown favorite in Philly against Temple. The Owls are 2-5 this year. The Mustangs at 4-2. They just pulled away last week in a win in Greenville against East Carolina, and now a roadie against Temple. Shouldn't be a problem for SMU. The one I'm keeping an eye on certainly is UTSA and Florida Atlantic. Both teams are undefeated in the conference. UTSA is just a different team when they have Frank Harris at the controls. 2.5-point favorite is UTSA on the road in Boca Raton against Florida Atlantic. And it seems like Tom Herman in his first year has the Owls starting to play better. Last week they looked really, really good. So again, an important game because one of these teams will pick up their first conference loss.
This is crazy about college football. We talk about all these veteran guys. The Athletic did a story about the 6th-year quarterbacks around college football. There's over 40 quarterbacks who are in their 6th year, which means they were part of the 2018 recruiting class.
Think about that. 2 years before COVID.
Do you know who was at the top? Who the top-ranked quarterback in the 2018 recruiting class was?
2018?
Mm-hmm. So this is the guy. There are guys playing college football that were in that's their recruiting class.
Mm-hmm.
The top-ranked guy in that recruiting class played for the Jacksonville Jaguars last night, Trevor Lawrence. That's the recruiting class. Trevor Lawrence's recruiting class has 40-some guys still in college playing football.
Who are the top guys from 2018 that are still playing? That are some of those that are playing in their 6th year?
Penix, Sam Hartman.
Frank Harris? Was he a highly recruited quarterback?
I don't think he was highly recruited. I have to pull up the story.
How about Bo Nix?
I don't remember if Bo Nix
was he in that class? Does he go back that far?
What recruiting class is that?
2018.
But there's over 40 of them still. Some of them have changed positions or whatever, but there's over 40 guys that were quarterbacks in that recruiting class. The top 2 guys in that recruiting class were Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields. But Trevor Lawrence feels like he's been in the NFL for 5 years.
Right.
He was in the recruiting class of guys who are still playing college football.
Wow.
I was like, gosh dang, that is bizarre to me.
Yeah, I wonder who those other guys are. I know Zach's feverishly trying to find that out, but yeah, I mean, look, when you have a quarterback who has been around the game a long, long time and is productive, I mean, you have such an advantage over most of the teams you play. And to have veteran guys. That's why, again, Frank Harris has been at UTSA since the Fillmore administration. He's been there forever, and he's really good. And he was hurt at the beginning of the year. So people kind of poo-pooed UTSA. Memphis knows firsthand about UTSA and Frank Harris from several years ago. What do you got, Zach?
So you got Justin Fields in his recruiting class. By the way, I didn't know Micah Parsons was in his recruiting class.
Yes, he was. There was the recruiting class was amazing at the top. I was looking just at the recruiting class, all the positions. I was like, oh my gosh, this was a hell of a recruiting.
So you got Fields, you got Lawrence. What other quarterbacks do you see?
Still trying to scroll through. It's not acting right.
Okay, don't sweat it. Don't sweat it. So anyway, yeah, that's a big advantage. That's why UTSA in the American Conference, despite the slow start, they didn't have Harris. He was banged up. Frank Harris is really good. And we'll see what happens this weekend against an improved Florida Atlantic team.
All right, you got a bunch of guys that are in the NFL, but the guys who are remaining in college, Michael Penix, Jordan Travis, Sam Hartman, Cam Rising, Devin Leary.
Rising hurt. Leary is struggling a little bit.
Jack Plummer, Joe Milton.
Jack Plummer was 2018?
Yes. JT Daniels, Tanner Mordecai.
Right. Okay. Who's out now with an injury.
Emery Jones, Brennan Armstrong, Spencer Sanders.
Wow.
Austin Reed, Alex Bowman, Casey Thompson. Let's see here.
That is so hard to believe. These guys were in the class of 2018.
The James Madison quarterback, Jordan McLeod, is part of that.
Yeah, okay.
Part of that recruiting class.
I mean, we're a couple of months away from 2024, for goodness sakes.
And again, yeah, and then in the end, these are all same guys. They were all in the same recruiting class as Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, Tanner McKee, Matt Corral, Will Levis, Clayton Tune, Brock Purdy, and Zach Wilson, who are all in the NFL.
Wow. So Harris is not in that 2018 class?
No.
He's probably in the 2017 class.
Yeah, because they would list him in this amongst the ones that were still playing, I would think. I didn't go all the way to the bottom of this one. But I would assume they would have listed him higher because I don't know the order they chose to list these guys. I think it was based on kind of what they're doing right now. But yeah, then there's a bunch of guys who have like switched positions or aren't really, like JT Shrout at Arkansas State, part of that recruiting class. It's crazy. When I saw that Trevor Lawrence was in the recruiting class of guys who are playing college football still, like my mind cannot compute that whatsoever.
Frank Harris, by the way, is 24 years of age. He's 24.
Well, all these guys, I mean, they're at least 24.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think he's got to be in that. Either he's down low in that class, which is hard to believe, or he could have been maybe
he's probably
the 2017 class.
He's probably 2019.
You think he's 2019?
But I don't. East Coast Wings and Grill, folks. There could be a lot of football action going on over the weekend, along with Major League Baseball playoffs, all kinds of stuff to watch. And when you want to watch it and enjoy great food, great drinks, great people, great atmosphere, head over to East Coast Wings and Grill, located just off Highway 64 between Lowe's and Walmart. You can go in there. They got TVs all over the place to watch all the games. 24 draft beers on tap for you to enjoy. Well, of course, they've got plenty of other beers in bottles, cans, whatever you need. They've got the drinks taken care of, but 24 draft beers on tap, including a lot of the local beers, which is great. They got, of course, wings, 60 different flavors for you to choose from, plus burgers and flatbreads and other sandwiches and salads, all kinds of great stuff on the menu to enjoy when it comes to food. Plus, they got great servers, great people, and it's always just a good, fun place to watch all the action. Again, East Coast Wings and Grill, located just off Highway 64, 3:30 until 6:30. Monday through Friday is happy hour, so you can enjoy some great drink specials during happy hour from 3:30 to 6:30, Monday through Friday at East Coast Wings and Grill.
Frank Harris, class of 2017, as a true freshman. And think about this. This is 3 years before COVID. I don't know about you, but it seems like to me COVID was 10 years ago. Maybe some feel it was yesterday. I don't know. 2017. He's a true freshman at UTSA. 2017, redshirted that year. 2018, missed the season due to knee injuries. As a redshirt sophomore in 2019, he started 4 games before separating his shoulder and missing the rest of the year. Then during his redshirt junior year, he breaks out, has a huge year. He helps lead them to a berth in the 2020 First Responder Bowl. Then in 21, he starts 14 games, puts up 3,177 yards and 27 touchdowns with 6 picks. That's 2021. 2022, 4,000 yards and 32 touchdowns. Now you got 2023, as it is his 7th year at UTSA. His 7th year. He probably has more degrees than Brady White. Hard to believe. When we come back, our buddy Steve Macy from the Memphis Showboats will join us. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hey everybody, Chevy truck season, it's here. And if you're ready for a new Silverado, All-Star Chevrolet, right here in Olive Branch has deals that are spot on to save you money. And let's be real, your good credit deserves it. Financing as low as $0. No payment for 90 days. That could be next year. Plus, you get $1,000 in cash, and All-Star has all the Silverados. Fall road trips, tailgating, Thanksgiving, Christmas, timing could not be better. So come to Olive Branch and drive a new Tahoe or Traverse. And if it's a certified pre-owned Chevy or any pre-owned you want, All-Star is loaded up. Camaro convertibles, Suburbans, Lexuses. If it's not here, just ask Jeff and he will find it for you. And Jeff and Kevin told me to thank all of you who are bringing your cars and trucks here to sell. You could get a check today for some crazy good money. Remember, it's not South Haven, not Mount Moriah or Bartlett or Carterville. It's gotta be Olive Branch, people. So find new roads to All-Star Chevy today or go to allstarautogroup.com.
When you think about insurance and you want great value without sacrificing great service, I want you to think one place: the Eflin Insurance and the entire Eflin Insurance team. Matt and his group of professionals will access 10 leading companies to find the right home and auto program that fits your budget and your absolute needs. The Eflin Insurance team, the number 386-GER, 386-4777.
5-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. Roofing and siding, gutters too. We're the pros you can trust to get it done right. Call on us. 5-Ash Roofing, the name to know. 5-Ash Roofing, the only way to go. 5-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. 5-Ash Roofing.
Is that not the corniest thing you've ever heard? Can you believe I paid good money for that silly jingle? Well, the experts say make it memorable, and I think I got my money's worth. 5-Ash Roof Services, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. 5-Ash Roofing, 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
5-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Looking for your next car? Give Car Corner a try. Car Corner, located at 2653 Mount Moriah. They specialize in cars under $15,000. Bad credit? No problem at Car Corner. CarCornerMemphis.com. That's CarCornerMemphis.com. They even have cash cars under $7,000. That's Car Corner at 2653 Mount Moriah. CarCornerMemphis.com. Look for the building with the teal green roof.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good morning. We had an earlier crash, actually two separate wrecks on 40 westbound, just past Sycamore View Road. That's why it's been slower than normal between, let's say, Abley and Sycamore View Road on 40 going westbound. Still busy up through South Haven, but it's moving on 55 northbound, continuing up from DeSoto County. Weimer's Jewelry, located 7525 Highway 64, is your full-service family-owned jewelry store here in Memphis. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers.
Don't you just love it?
Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everybody. Halfway home on this Friday edition of Sports 56 Morning. So here we are approaching November, for goodness sakes. You turn around and you go, oh my gosh, we are not that far away from another season of the Memphis Showboats. Now, there are a lot of questions as to what exactly is going on with professional football here in the city of Memphis. But what we do know is the Memphis Showboats, who were a hit last year in their return, are definitely going to be back. They're definitely going to be playing football at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium, and they are out and about around this city promoting a big Select-A-Seat event. They are out there. They are showcasing their wares. And we have a guy who has some of the answers, but maybe not all the answers, joining us, our good buddy Steve Macy, who's the Director of Marketing for the Memphis Showboats. You can follow him on Twitter at Steve Macy. What's up, my friend?
How are you? Good to see you guys.
Hey, I'm doing good. Got the voice of the showboats over here. We got the big man on campus, the director of marketing, Steve Macy, and I got a million questions for you. But before we...
Are you going to go rapid fire? Like, hey, you've got 10 seconds to answer as many questions as possible?
Yes. I could
Where's
do
the little clock? Tick, tick, tick,
I
tick.
could
Nice.
do that.
It's like a game show. We're gonna see you.
Nice. Sweet.
You know what's funny?
I'm leaving. Never mind. I'm out.
Have you guys seen the new game show called Snake Oil?
No, but I want to watch that. It looks awesome.
The reason I bring that up is they have the 60-second rapid fire to ask the dudes
Good.
questions.
I'm glad you weren't accusing me of selling snake oil.
No.
I was like, crap, where are we going with this thing? I'm out of here.
No, but the funny thing is they have 60 seconds. If the person right there, they know they're kind of BS because one's BS and one's not, just kind of delay the answer. And the 60 seconds goes fast. You know what I'm saying? Don't rapid fire. You can rapid fire questions if you answer them quickly. But if you slow down your roll on the answer.
So do like a British person that, they typically have a nice pause. Well, I can't do British accents. They're slow in their cadence.
Exactly. And you get one question. You get the one darn question. All right. So we got the questions.
How did we go down this route?
Well,
I don't know.
You got some of the answers. We'll get to that in a second. But first things first, and that's this big Select a Seat event that's coming up on Sunday.
Yeah, so we are going to be the first tenant that's going to be dealing with the construction that's going on at the stadium. And we're assuming that it's going forward. We're being a good partner in this, and that we know we have to. Last year we set everybody on the press box side on that west. We're moving everybody to the east side, so we have to have a complete reseating. And we've been promoting, put down a $25 deposit for the past few months. People that put down that deposit, they're going in order right now to select their new seats on that east side of the stadium. We started off with the digital, and so if you put your deposit down like the first day, then you were able to select your seats yesterday, and we're going in order when you put down your deposit. But for those that want to kind of have that physical opportunity to go literally look at their seats, on Sunday we're having select times for people to come in, look at the seats. They can take the tags right off the seats. If we have them color-coded, so if you are in the blue section of your price point, you can go out in the stadium and look at all the seats that have the blue color-coded with it, or you can upgrade to a different spot if you want to. And so that'll be during the time. But then starting at 5 o'clock on Sunday, we're going to have a public opportunity for anybody that has put down a deposit. I want to go see what's available. And as part of that day, we've got our inflatables for the kids. We'll have Derek Dillon, the USFL Special Teams Player of the Year, will be out there doing autographs. We'll have locker room tours. We've got food and beverage available, merchandise. And for anybody that buys 2 season tickets, for every 2 season tickets, you get a bobblehead, which I brought you guys today.
Thank you.
USFL bobblehead. It looks good. So that's kind of the incentive to make Sunday a really fun day. But for us, it's important to get people seated and say, all right, this is where you're going to be this year. Ran into some people yesterday. We did an activation at the Memphis soccer game, and gosh, are they good. But ran into a guy, and he says, hey, I picked my seats. He goes, I upgraded. He said, I couldn't help it. I had to upgrade. So I was like, attaboy, thank you, sir. And so it's been a fun little week this week as getting ready for this big event on Sunday.
And I would imagine ever since the merger was announced, you guys have been barraged with questions about this. But again, the main point that you want to make is that you don't know a whole bunch about what the league's going to look like, but you know that there's going to be the Memphis Showboats playing football.
There is, and as part of an official merger, and there's a lot of national laws, and the FCC is involved, and all of these things, and we're only allowed to say certain things. But the certainty is we wouldn't be spending money on bobbleheads and events and being a sponsor of the Memphis Tigers and sponsoring of other events if we weren't coming back. I mean, Memphis has always been a big part of the USFL's rise to prominence in the spring football league. That was important to them. That's why they came back. It was emphasized to me many, many times that how Memphis does is going to be indicative of how the league's going to do long term, and so we did well last year. Memphis is part of this. We signed a new 2-year lease on the stadium. We're part of the chairman's circle. We spend money on that to be part of that for the Memphis Visitors and Bureau, the chamber. And so we're doing things that will tell you that we're here. And look, personally, they're paying for me, right? I'm on salary here, and they wouldn't be doing that if we weren't coming back. So clearly the Memphis Showboats are part of this and will be part of whatever the league ends up looking like.
All right, so one of the questions is, and again, I don't think you have the answer yet, is when will the season be? Will it be like it was with the USFL last year in its return, or will it be closer to after the Super Bowl like it was with the XFL? Because I would imagine that maybe that's one things that makes people a little apprehensive to buy the tickets now because they don't know when the season is.
Well, I think it's going to be in the spring, and my best guess would probably be somewhere in the middle. We were already discussing as a league whether that April 15th was the right start time or not, especially for the southern hubs. The other thing that was happening was we recognized quickly that the afternoon games in Birmingham and Memphis were tough on the fans. I mean, we knew that. I think those of us that live here knew that. But there was the TV side, and to Fox's credit, they said, "Hey, look, for this season 3 of the USFL, season 2 here in Memphis." They were looking strongly at saying, let's try to get as many night games as possible to make it as fan-friendly as possible. And, as we've gone through data and looked at attendance numbers and all those things, we realize, we know that that's helpful. And I knew it intrinsically just from my days with the Tigers is that, afternoon game when it's hot, people aren't coming. Or when it's raining, people aren't coming. That's just the way it goes. But one other interesting data point, Detroit and Canton, which are two kind of considered NFL markets, they did better on Sundays than Saturdays, but Birmingham and Memphis, which are definitely college markets, did better on attendance on Saturdays than Sundays.
Isn't that interesting?
And you start thinking about it, I heard that, and I started laughing. I said, I know that in my heart I felt a Sunday game's weird. Just because I've been in the college game for so long, and that hit so true, and then having the numbers bear that out was fascinating.
But
to me.
here's another point. Birmingham, Memphis, Bible Belt. Canton, Detroit, not.
Yeah, but I think it's a lot more about what you're used to because I didn't even think about.
You're used to football on Saturday. Okay. You're used to football on Sunday.
Correct.
That's when you go to games.
That's when you go to games, and I think that it was a fascinating thing to hear.
Yeah,
that.
it is.
The one thing last year there was a lot of talk during the okay, and it has been. Can really two different leagues survive and exist and succeed in this? So long term, this seems like it would be way better because while yes, it sucks that there are going to be people losing jobs and all that stuff because you're taking, but condensing the talent pool down, you should get better football. You're getting you hopefully will get some markets that were really successful as far as the XFL is concerned. You take those successful markets and kind of put them all together. This seems like, we've had many of these leagues come and go. The merger of these two on the surface looks like it has a real good chance to succeed long term.
I think you're dead on right. There was never going to be a long-term solution for two spring leagues when spring leagues have struggled in the past.
Nobody believed it.
It didn't make sense. So I thought there was going to be one more year of this, and then year 3 would be, all right, the XFL has lost enough money. They can't continue. Do we absorb them? How does this work? And so I think, in general, this is good that it's happened this fast because I think it's a year ahead of where I thought it was going to be. And this is only good for spring football. And I think spring football needs to happen. You see a number of guys in the NFL that played in the XFL or the USFL.
Yep.
It just means that there wasn't enough opportunities for football at the professional level in general. And I think Memphis and other markets are worthy of professional football, whether it's the NFL or not. This is one of those markets that we don't have enough football. We've got the fall, and then we have the bowl game, and then we're done. And I think this is a good thing for the city of Memphis and for us to say, hey, we have professional football here. Embrace it, love it, and make it our own, I think is good. But, yeah, to your point, Eli, this is going to be really good. And one of the bigger things is you had these two kind of competing TV entities going at it. So you had ESPN and ABC never mentioning the USFL. Yeah. And you had Fox and NBC completely ignoring the XFL. Mm-hmm. Now, if you have all of these entities working together to say, let's make spring football work, they're going to be promoting it. And we all know that those TV entities promote the stuff that's on their air, just like we do on radio. The teams that are on this station are promoted all the time.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be a really, really good thing for spring football in general.
Yeah, and if the NFL embraces it like it should, it's going to really get that seal of approval from
I
them.
can't imagine the NFL not embracing
Right.
it.
Exactly.
Because we're not trying to say we're the NFL. We're not trying to say we're going to be signing NFL guys to compete. We're saying this is to handle coaches, administrators, players, trainers that haven't had that opportunity that still want to compete at that level.
It just became the USFL's downfall, the original one.
The number of guys, as you said, who are playing in the NFL, but like those guys who are on practice squads in the NFL and then can do this in the spring, at first helps them make a little bit of money, but it gives the NFL free looks at those guys
100%.
in games. Like, if you're in a practice squad all year, we see them in practice, but we don't see them actually in games. Now we get to see them in football games and watch what they're capable of doing.
Yeah, like Dave Rosano would say, it gives these guys an opportunity to have some film, right? I mean, it gives them film.
Okay, so you've done a great job in answering our questions, but there's a lot more questions. This is the portion of the interview where you're not going to have any answers, but I'm going to throw out the questions anyway.
This doesn't surprise me in the least.
Is The Rock going to be involved?
I think when you talk about a merger, and I don't have any idea, but my guess is that since he's the major part of the ownership of that he will be involved in the future because it's a merger.
Will the pod system still exist?
We don't know yet exactly how that's going to look. I'm hopeful that we can find a way to have a home for everybody in their homes. I think that's the good long-term solution. Now, it's a lot more expensive. We saved money, and I think the USFL showed that you can build it slowly and smartly, and we used a lot of Fox Sports resources from personnel. Like all of our social media is done by people that already have social media jobs. We didn't hire new people. So the economies of scale will matter, but I think as the merger goes forward, and look, as spring football goes forward, we need to have homes for everybody long term.
What cities other than Memphis are you confident that they're going to be back and playing football?
I think it'd be hard to envision where Birmingham and Detroit weren't part of it. I don't know, but those are two other markets that we're doing something similar that we're doing here in Memphis, where we're engaging with the community, we're doing ticketing. We're doing events. We're spending money in the marketplace. I don't know what's going to happen in Canton yet. We love being part of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I think it's a good fit for spring football to have a home there in some way, shape, or form. I just don't know how that's going to look.
All right, final one for me.
You would think with the XFL, if you think St. Louis would have to be a part of this, if at all.
Absolutely.
With what they did.
You look at what St. Louis, Washington, D.C., San Antonio, but especially St. Louis, you'd sit there and look at it and go, how would they not be part of it?
Absolutely.
And the thing, too, with The Rock's a pretty popular guy. Yeah. Like, it would make sense to want The Rock involved. No. Like, just for promotion's sake, having The Rock around is never going to be a bad
thing. I really have no idea what his roles or responsibilities, and he may walk well. I just don't know.
Do you know, again, another question, if it would be more on games that would be on the network that carried USFL, which was Fox, or ESPN, which carried the XFL?
I think the TV stuff's going to be interesting, and I think that's the important part is that these TV partners are staying involved, and I think that's the good thing. There's a lot of questions. So the two different leagues had different player unions, so that's got to be figured out. Two different officiating groups, two different sets of rules. Obviously, the timeline of what the season started and stopped needs to be figured out. The playoff system, the scheduling system, divisions or not divisions.
Well, it's just the rosters, too. Like, you guys got rosters and you're signing players. Like, does the XFL team bring their roster? Are the guys redrafted? All that stuff?
We've got two different groups of people that are doing marketing, two different groups of people that are doing sponsorship sales, media relations.
Jeez.
So all of these things have to be brought together in some way, shape, or form. And so, the questions you're asking are important for the fans to understand, but the internal workings as well. There's a list, man.
Final thing. Do you guys know if Todd Haley will be back as head coach?
Oh, I haven't even talked to Todd or heard anything about it, so I don't know.
Man.
I just don't know about coaching staffs either. Like, if they can expand them, they're going to leave them the same. If there's 16 teams total now, are we coming back with 16, or if we're contracting, are we going to expand the coaching staffs and the rosters so that everybody keeps a job or keeps a role? All those things, I just don't have any idea where we're at now.
You know what's interesting?
Do you have any idea of, like, when this all has to be figured out by?
So
yesterday?
No, I think there's still enough time, but we're hoping to have some sort of answer from the FCC by the end of the month, and that means that I'm not in the room, but I'm guessing the XFL and the USFL people are working hard to come to some solutions and all the things I'm listing of saying how are we going to handle each of these areas. And so there's a lot of stuff going on in the background that hopefully we have some clarity soon. But I think the most important thing for us right now is knowing that the showboats are here. The showboats are here to stay. This is Memphis's team. I mean, that's what's the exciting part is I think this merger just makes that so much more solidified going forward. Yes, we have a lot of questions, but now we know there's a long-term success possible.
So for the event on Sunday again, if you've made the deposit or anything else, but if you haven't, you can just show up?
You can go to theusfl.com and look at ticketing information now, theusfl.com. You could put down a $25 deposit, and then you'll get a time that you can come on Sunday, or you can just come at 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
Come out at 5 o'clock, look around, have some fun, meet Derek Dillon, hang out with the cheerleaders and the mascot, get some pictures, go see the locker room. Even if you don't buy anything, come enjoy us from 5 o'clock on.
All right, Steve. Thank you as always. Appreciate it.
Great to see you guys.
He is Steve Macy, the Memphis Showboats Director of Marketing. You can follow him on Twitter at Steve Macy. Folks, for lunch or dinner, Corky's Ribs and Barbecue is always a great option, a Memphis staple for 4 decades. They've also specialized in catering. So when you do some tailgating this spring, watching Showboats games, or anytime, it's a great time to get some Corky's. They'll start you out as low as $8.99 per person for their catering services. They have lunch specials every day, party packs starting at just $7.49. When you go in for lunch or dinner, you grab yourself an entree, get a rack of ribs. That's a third of a rack of ribs, third of a rack of ribs for just $6.99 when you purchase an entree. Maybe their barbecue sandwich, their award-winning catfish plate, their tamales. Yes, they have a lot more than just that great barbecue. 4 convenient locations in the Mid-South: Poplar Avenue in Memphis, Poplar Avenue in Collierville, Germantown Parkway in Cordova, and Goodman Road in Olive Branch. And ask about their private party room. You got an event coming up. You're looking for a place to have it. Why not in Cordova or Olive Branch at those 2 locations with the private party room from Corky's. Corky's Ribs and Barbecue, open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week. We're talking some Major League Baseball postseason when we return. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Be sure to follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows, stay up to date with station events, and have chances to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ.
Oh, come on, it's funny.
Can't do it.
Trick or treat, here's some meat.
Seriously, the Central Barbecue spot for October has been about Halloween for like 5 straight years.
Look, you've done the ladling Central Barbecue beans into their bag thing.
Yeah, I got in trouble both times. They didn't like the phrase ladling beans into their bag.
Well, what else happens in October? Hey, I tell you what, do they do any pumpkin spice stuff?
God, no.
That's good. I'm tapped for anything else for October. How about just a straight spot about how great the food is at Central Barbecue?
What, like Central Barbecue has the best slow-smoked ribs in Memphis?
Yeah, something like that.
Too boring.
It doesn't matter, we're out of time anyway.
How long has it been since you heard the term being overstocked? Well, it's happened at Family Leisure. Yep. That means you get the savings, like select patio sets that are up to 50% off. If you need a play gym, you're in luck because they're also overstocked and start at under $2,000. Pool tables and game room items up to $700 off of in-stock items. Saunas, massage chairs, arcades, even theater seating. Special financing is available with free delivery. Family Leisure is extending sale pricing on all in-stock hot tubs and swim spas. And if you need supplies to close up your pool for the winter, Family Leisure has them up to 30% off. It's been a while since you've heard of an overstock sale, but Family Leisure is right in the middle of one. Huge deals and a huge overstocked inventory. That means great savings for you. It's happening now at Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company, we have it all. From handmade Amish leather belts, fine and casual clothing, boots, casual boots, work boots, fancy boots, and even safety-toed boots. Lots of cowboy hats to choose from, even Nebo lights, good-looking duck head dress shirts, duck head caps, shorts, and pants. Tons of jeans from Ariat, Wrangler, Devil Dog, and Kimes Ranch jeans. At Hewlett & Dunn, we have a great selection of Old South t-shirts and caps. Fine clothing from dress to casual to Sunday best. Enjoy choosing from UFO's orthopedic approved shoes. Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company. Boots of every size, every color, every skin. Great quality Western, work, and safety toe boots. Hewlett & Dunn Boots and Clothing Company. 111 North Center Street, Collierville. Hewlett & Dunn. Hewlett & Dunn, serving you and your family since 1961.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers.
To reveal the full spectrum of its dazzling color.
Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Coming up in our final hour, Brandon Lang, handicapper extraordinaire, will join us. And then we'll have 10 in a row, the game show that has swept the nation. The Grizzlies tonight in Milwaukee to take on the Milwaukee Bucks in their final preseason game. For the record, the Grizzlies are 2-2 in the preseason, but that doesn't matter. What matters is next Wednesday when they open up the season at home against the New Orleans Pelicans. But we will see Marcus Smart tonight. Not sure how long he'll play, but Marcus Smart will make his debut for the Grizzlies.
Yes, indeed. Be nice to see him out there. Kind of see what this. I assume this will kind of be treated as that dress rehearsal for next week. Some over-unders for the Grizzlies players, some of the players for the season. Marcus Smart's over-under 12 points per game.
12 points per game. Okay, let me think about this. I'm trying to add some of the guys in my head. Bain, 12 points a game. I'll say yes, because he's going to get a lot more opportunities for the first 25 games.
So you need him to, I think if you're going to bet the over, you need him to come out of the first 25 sitting comfortably
16.
above it. Because obviously the opportunities will...
Yes.
The shots will disappear quite a bit from the first 25 to after that. But I think he very well... I would bet the over.
I would too.
6 assists per game is his number there. Jaren Jackson Jr., his over-under 20.5 points per game.
Oh, under. No way he's averaging 21 points or more. Jaren Jackson Jr.?
Averaged like 19 last year.
No way. No, but I'm looking at with Bain, I think it's going to be more of a force offensively. Bain's the guy I'm looking to explode. Yeah, you don't have Ja for the first 25 games, so you need more of an offensive output from Jaren Jackson Jr., but Marcus Smart will take some of those points away. It depends on whether or not he's starting Kennard, but I think he'll start Zaire. But Zaire, if he's shooting the three ball well, there'll be some points from him. I don't see Jaren Jackson Jr. at 21 or more points. I'm going to go under.
Jaren, 7 rebounds, 2.5 blocks is his number. Desmond Bain, 22 points per game.
Yeah, I'm going to go over. I think Desmond Bain, when it's all said and done, is going to average about 24 points a game.
Bain last year, what did Bain average last year? Why don't I see Desmond Bain? Oh, Desmond Bain averaged 21.5 last year.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say he's going to increase that.
His 42.5% three-point percentage, which last year he was at just under 41%.
Yeah, that's a tough one to call. I wouldn't bet that one. That's going to be close.
Steven Adams, 7.5 points and 7.5 rebounds.
I'd go over on the rebounds. I think he could average about 9 rebounds per game. Points-wise, I don't know. I wouldn't play that one.
And then Luke Kennard is 10 points per game.
If he pulls the trigger, and he should be able to average 10, but I don't know about that one. Maybe more like 9.5 a game. What did he do last year?
Adams averaged 8.6 points per game last year. Adams averaged 11.5 rebounds last year.
Yeah.
That rebound number seems weird to me.
Maybe they expect Jackson to start rebounding more, being more aggressively. But, yeah, Adams is an over with the rebounding. Points-wise, I don't know. I mean, it's a little bit more than I thought he had averaged last year before he got hurt. But I would go under. And then Kennard, what did he average last year when he arrived?
11.3.
Okay. So I guess I'd go over with Kennard. I guess I would go over. Astros-Rangers today, 4:07, Game 5 in Arlington. You have Justin Verlander, the crafty veteran. He'll be going for the Houston Astros. Jordan Montgomery, who was terrific in Game 1, will go for Texas. All of a sudden now, the momentum has completely shifted, as I expected. You know, if I was smart, I should have dropped a few dollars on the Astros when they were down 2-0 in the series. It's not over by any stretch of the imagination because the Astros don't play that well at home. But they have a great chance today to go up 3-2 in the series.
They win on the road. They win in Texas. That's what they do. They win in Dallas. They don't win in Houston. They win in
parts of Texas.
They win in Arlington, but not in Houston. Very strange for whatever reason. Dude, that play last night with the tag on the finger of the batting club in the back pocket is just...
Isn't that crazy?
That is amazing to think that, like, that's what it could come down to, is a batting glove in the back of a guy's pocket and the finger sticking out of it is what gets tagged. And replay shows clearly he tagged the finger of that batting glove, and so a guy's out.
Well, you're going to see a lot of things with replay, but also in this day and age of baseball where guys wear body armor up at the plate, you see sometimes the hit by pitch that just grazes a little bit of the forearm protection or whatever they have on their body, where it wouldn't be obviously that wide. The width would not be there if they didn't have that extra stuff, but they do. So, yeah, we've seen a lot of crazy things. But
I'm going to guess Marcus Simeon may not put the batting gloves in his back pocket anymore. He may hand those to the first base coach, say, you hold on to these, get these, because it just cost me.
Or shove them in there deep because, yeah, it was crazy. But the announcing team was right on top of that.
Yordan Alvarez now, by the way, in the postseason this year, slugging at 1,065. That's not his OPS. That's just his slugging. His OPS is over 1,500 in the postseason.
No, he's crazy. Alvarez is crazy. We talked yesterday about
like Castellanos is having a great postseason. He's slugging like 860 something. Alvarez is at 1,065.
No, we were talking about, was it Christian Javier, who's been like incredible in the postseason? You got Alvarez. Altuve shows up every time in the postseason. He's great. You know, guys like Springer and all. My God, and
Alvarez is slugging 1,065, and he had a home run robbed from him in the postseason.
Yeah, Springer's no longer.
You could add another 1,000. You could add another home run to that, and it would go. I mean, it's insane what he continues to do.
Yeah, Springer's no longer there, but they have got Brantley, guys that always show up for them. And of course, yesterday they get a 3-run bomb from Jose Abreu. Meanwhile, the Phillies lose in the bottom of the 9th inning. Ketel Marte, who's been the one consistent hitter for Arizona at least in this series. I mean, he seems to have a good rip every time up at the plate. He gets a base it off.
Every postseason game he's ever played, he's had a hit.
Has he really?
Yes. His 12-game hitting streak in the postseason. 12 for 12.
I knew he was, again, swinging the bat well in this series, despite the Diamondbacks being pretty anemic offensively. Every time he would come up, he would smack it hard off the Phillies pitching staff, and they haven't done much of that. They get a win, though, 2-1. Great pitching by the Arizona Diamondbacks. By the way, tickets could be bought for as low as $15 to be in the ballpark to watch a World Series game. The cheapest seat for the Phillies game 2 against Arizona was $250. $15 you could be in the park to watch that game. Diamondbacks beat the Phils. So today is game 4,
Not
7:07.
a World Series game.
I'm sorry, a National League Championship Series game. But nevertheless, postseason game, $15. Christopher Sanchez for the Phillies today. Is it Joe Mantiply going for Manaply. Sorry, I've never heard of the guy. He's a left-hander. He will go for the Diamondbacks as they try to even up the series.
I assume that is. I don't think that is basically an opener. I believe that will be a bullpen game.
Oh, it's a bullpen game. Okay, so he's mainly a bullpen pitcher. Manaply. Never heard of the guy. All right, when we come back, hour 3, Brandon Lang will join us as he'll break down some of the big NFL college football games as he does each and every Friday. Then 10 in a row. The game show that has swept the nation before we get on out of here and get our weekend started. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
It doesn't matter if you're at the lake, if you're hunting, fishing, playing golf, or just playing around, Scooters Plus can hook you up with the mobility that you need. Scooters Plus has the largest vehicle and parts inventory in the Mid-South and the best service department. You can choose from ATVs, UTVs, golf carts, motorcycles, dirt bikes, trikes, scooters, and even electric bikes. Come in today to start or wrap up your holiday shopping with 25% down on Christmas layaways. Scooters Plus, 3425 Summer Avenue. Call Sam at 458-8843 or go online to scootersplus.us. Jenkins Floors and More in Hernando is growing. This family business started up 5 years ago with just one pallet, and now they have hundreds. Tim, the owner, gets calls from people everywhere and can sometimes save them up to 50% on wood flooring, carpet, tile, and vinyl. Jenkins Floors and More helps with renovations, home building, and installation. Jenkins Floors and More, number 6 East Commerce Street in Hernando. Also in Little Rock and coming soon to Tennessee. Call 662-469-9350 for more information.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
All 36-month lease, $650 acquisition fee, Forte PE 678-6055, MSRP 21,610, Nero P 501-7859, MSRP 41,090, EV6 P 501-7859, MSRP 49,687. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 10/31/23 with approved credit. Dealer stock only.
Hey, Jeff Allen, the weather's getting cooler, but the deals keep on getting hotter at Gossett Kia South. What you got going on, Jeff?
Only the best deals you'll find on your new Kia, Randy. I've got 41 MPG Highway in a new 2023 Kia Forte LXS, $229 a month, $29.99 due at signing. I've got EV action with a 2023 Nero EV Win SUV, 253 miles of EPA estimated range, $269 a month, $49.99 due at signing. And a 2023 Kia EV6 Win, 134 city, 101 highway MPGE, $399 a month, $49.99 due at signing. All 36-month lease.
Plus a free charger with your EV purchase and Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
Country music singer-songwriter Kylie Morgan loves her ring from Genesis Diamonds.
I wanted something simple and with the stone that I loved, and that's exactly what he got. And then we dressed it up a little bit with the wedding bands, got a little firework action looking around it, and he definitely killed it when it came to choosing the ring.
Kylie's then-fiancé Jay did a lot of research, but chose Genesis because of the reputation, the quality, the personal service, and of course, the value.
Any man can walk through that door and know that, he's not going to be upsold or pressured to buy anything.
Kylie ended up writing a collection of songs about her bridal experience, including the viral sensation Bridesmaids.
I had at least 1,000 DMs asking from future brides where I got my ring, who I worked with because of the viral song. I think everyone kind of just looked at me as the person to ask.
And Kylie's advice to all those girls?
Go to Genesis. It's been a great experience, and they'll take care of you.
Genesis Diamonds at Poplar and Perkins Extended.
When the weather gets better, I found a new place to really soak it in. It's the patio at the Commissary in Collierville. We all love the delicious Memphis-style barbecues. You can begin your barbecue fest with some great appetizers like the cheese plate or the tamales or the barbecue nachos. Oh, those smoked chicken wings, they're terrific too. Then dig into the ribs or the barbecue shoulder. Get it chopped or pulled on a sandwich. A big sandwich, or you can get it on a plate. You've got choice, and you've got choice in places. Don't forget the Germantown Commissary as well. Comes with beans and slaw, deviled eggs they're famous for. And Brad, you can even order by the pound, a 6-pack or an 8-pack or even a 12-pack. The Boss Man salad, the chicken plate, the barbecue shrimp. There's something for everybody, and those great desserts. The best icebox lemon pie anywhere. Or my favorite, the banana pudding. Check out the patio, TVs for sports, and music on the weekends. You love the Commissary.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good morning. Still some volume over here. Trying to get past an earlier wreck. 40 westbound just past Sycamore View Road. Still a little bit slow over here all the way back to Abilene. Traffic still a little bit busy, but it's moving on. 385 as you continue on to 240 up by Mount Moriah. Still looks good coming up from the south through South Haven on 55 going northbound. If you ever get hurt in a car crash, call 901 Attorneys right here in Memphis. They're online, 901attorneys.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis.
Witness the power.
Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everyone. 9:07 the time. Final hour for us today here on Sports 56 Mornings. Wolo and Friends on Sports 56 will follow us at 10 o'clock. Brandon Lang joins us in just a moment. Then we'll have 10 in a row, the game show that has swept the nation. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, and Zach Boyd with you on this Friday, October 20th, 2023. We are in the Family Leisure Studios. Family Leisure, where family and fun come together. Their overstock sale continues. 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. Looks like it's going to be a perfect day weather-wise. Right now, 61 degrees, sunshine. We're looking at a high of 80 today. And then tonight, clear skies with a low of 54. Tomorrow, to begin your weekend, sunshine, clouds mix. Temperature getting back up there, high of 86 degrees for tomorrow. Right now, though, it's time to talk to Brandon Lang.
It's time to handicap this week's action. Joining Greg and Eli is sports handicapper Brandon Lang, subject of the movie Two for the Money.
It's P equals P. You walk into a strip bar and you let her take your hand and drag you into that champagne room. Pressure equals problems. You just can't do it. And I'm telling you, pressure equals problems in the NFL.
Get Brandon's plays at BrandonLang.com.
There's 4 things you can't handicap in sports. There's 4 things. Penalties, turnovers, player stupidity, and coaching stupidity. What are they smoking?
Also, listen to Brandon with Clay Harbor and Cam Rogers on the Believe Podcast Network.
You're on a dating app, and they don't show a body picture. Run! Run!
Now, here's Brandon with Greg and Eli.
The one and only Brandon Lang joins us each and every Friday during the football season to handicap NFL and college football games. Hello, Brandon.
I just have to laugh. That's so funny. I got a buddy that just started dating, and he's on a dating app. He's like, yeah, she looks hot. And I showed up, and she was, 20 pounds heavier and looked nothing like the picture. And I go, bro, on the profile, did you see a body pic? She goes, no, her face pictures were great. I said, bro, if they don't show a body picture, they're hiding the fat, bro. I'm just keeping it real with you. It's the whole catfish thing, man, the pretty picture, but then they think when they meet you and you get there, you're going to feel guilty and hang through the day because you're sensitive and you don't want to disrespect them. Maybe they got a chance to throw one their way. Ain't happening, bro. Just go. What'd you do? Sit through the whole dinner? He's like, yeah, what was I supposed to do? I'm like, what are you supposed to do? Get up and walk out. Hey, baby, 25 pounds heavier. One of Jenny Craig. I got to go. I'm out of here like a fat girl in dodgeball. I mean, really, bro? Like, really? Oh, man.
Wait a minute. I'm out of here like a fat girl in dodgeball?
You guys never heard that one?
I've always heard it as fat kid.
Oh, okay.
No. I'm out of here like a fat girl in dodgeball. Or well, you can say fat kids. You don't offend the women out there. So you're right. I'm out of here like a fat kid in dodgeball because they're the first ones that get hit. Like I said, I'm fat going, I got hit again.
You can offend the kids. You just don't want to offend the women.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, by the way, congratulations on your girls' slap game of the week, the Cleveland Browns last week in the NFL. How about that one?
Bro, how good is she? How good is she?
It's crazy.
Bro, she graduated to it's over now, but I can't walk, by the way. I've taken a beating all week. She's just beat me all week long, right? She says, in my slap game this weekend, she goes, you're going to get beat Friday night. Because I'm leaving on Sunday. So we've had, this incredible, we've fallen in love. It's incredible, 11 weeks. It just now I'm leaving, and now the long distance thing starts. And she's like, I can't believe you're doing this to me. And she basically said, you might as well just say 50 Shades of Grey on steroids. She says, you're going to get beat Friday night. She's like, slap game, wiffle ball bat, just whatever. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, you can't lose. You can't lose. So we'll see what she got something special this week. But, it's just the last weekend of being in New York, and I got to head back to Vegas and do the co-parent week on, week off. But we're going to do the long-distance thing and make it work, and everything will work out okay. But it's still a little sad in that regard. But she ain't going to be sad tonight, bro. She ain't going to be sad tonight, bro. This whole slap thing is just a whole new level. Oh, I don't know what she's got in store. Yeah, I don't know what she's got in store. I don't know. She just did 50 Shades of Grey on steroids. I never saw the movies, but somebody said, bro, you better watch that movie before you go over to her place on Friday night. So, whatever. So, you start listening. 9-point underdogs start working. 9-point underdogs win outright from your girl that she gives it to the world. Oh, someone's taking a beating. It sure sounds like you guys. So I'll take one for the team, boy.
In the NFL this week, the game of the week will be the Eagles and the Dolphins. The Eagles suffering their first loss of the year last week as well, hosting the Dolphins, who, of course, are the scoring machine. Who do you like in that one?
It goes back to the Washington game when Philly had to go to overtime to beat Washington. And so you look at that game and you trust what your eyes tell you. That Washington team, which for all intents and purposes went into Philadelphia and should have won the game outright with a rookie quarterback, then turns around and comes back home and gives up 40 to a Bears team that hadn't won a game all year. So how much does that devalue that Philadelphia-Washington game? And then Philadelphia goes out to L.A. and they get a solid win against the Rams, and everybody thinks they're back, and then they go on the road to the Jets, and they flat out implode. I've said it all year long. Philadelphia is not as good as everyone's making them out to be, and eventually they're going to run into the wrong team at the wrong time with a banged-up secondary that is going to come after you, and this Miami offense is going to torch that secondary. I like Miami plus the 3.
One of my favorites this week, and I don't love the card, to be honest with you, in the NFL this week, but Tampa Bay.
Brutal.
I know Tampa Bay played poorly last week. They're at home, less than a field goal to beat Atlanta. I like the Buccaneers. Am I right or wrong?
Tampa's 1-10 against the spread before playing the Thursday game. They're 1-8 against the spread coming off a straight up and against the spread loss. Atlanta's 6-1 against the spread, first of consecutive road games. Tampa's a bit overrated. They just are. And I don't know if I can trust Baker Mayfield. Not a game I love. I think it comes down to a field goal game either way. But I would stay away from Tampa and Atlanta. Good money on bad teams don't mix. I think Tampa's overrated.
What about the Browns coming off of that win, now on the road to take on Gardner Minshew and the Colts, and only given a field goal? I know you love your home dogs. Are you willing to go on Gardner Minshew?
This is the problem. Pressure equals problems. Pressure equals problem. So you got Minshew with this defense and this pass rush coming hard for 60 minutes. He failed miserably last week in Jacksonville. He just didn't have it. Jacksonville came after, turned him over 3 times. It was a bad game all the way around. I like this kid, Walker, at quarterback. And he doesn't turn the ball over. He just makes the plays that are right there. And I just think, it's like I played Shinnecock Hills yesterday, where they had the U.S. Open, and we played a game where if you win a skin, you have to validate it on the next hole with a par. And we had 7 skins going into number 8. I was only got a part 8, and then 9 it goes up to that elevated, and I had a 5-footer for all 8 skins, missed it, and it went 18 holes. Nobody validated. It was great. And I just feel with Cleveland here, with the win over San Francisco, if they don't come in here with the number 2 defense in the NFL and win this game against the Indy team that's banged up, they don't validate. And I just think, I'm not a road favorite guy, but sometimes I'll lose with the better defense and try to win with with Minshew. I just don't see it. I think Cleveland's defensive line is too much in this one.
You talked earlier about Philly, Miami. Eli said the game of the week. I think the game of the week, it could be that one, but I think the game of the week could be Detroit and Baltimore. I am looking forward to that one. Baltimore -3 against a Lions team that's 5-1.
I'm not going against Detroit. I don't care who they're playing. We were all alerted to them when they went into Kansas City on Thursday night, opened up the year, and beat the defending champs outright. And their only loss on the year was at home to Seattle when they turned it over 3 times. Jared Goff threw a pick-6. And still, with 3 turnovers, -3 in the turnover margin, they still got the game to overtime. And then their last 4 games, they've just destroyed lives. They dominated Tampa, blew out Carolina. I mean, they're just destroying people. And so I know Baltimore's got this great defense and whatever, but Detroit's not going to get blown out. They're just playing too fundamentally sound football right now. Baltimore's not going to be able to run the football against that Detroit defense. Lions are 10-0 against the spread in games when both teams are coming off. They straight up and against the spread loss. So, boys, I'm telling you right now, Detroit +3, buy the half point, get Detroit +3.5.
The Chiefs-Chargers, doesn't that game have to go over 48.5?
Well, it depends on which Justin Herbert shows up.
That's true.
Justin Herbert that showed up on Monday night and played like he's more into those Subway sandwich ads. I mean, he was garbage.
He was.
Dak outplayed him. He was so bad. I mean, it looked like he was a freshman at Oregon. He was just horrible. So which Herbert shows up? That's the problem. Yeah, it should fly over. They got no defense. They couldn't stop. It was ugly. Dak looked like Joe Montana. I agree with you. I love the over in the game. Absolutely love it. The side I'm going to leave alone, probably a backdoor situation, but I love the over. Great call there.
Does your girl have a slap game in the NFL this week?
Nope, it's a college game this week. She gave you a big dog outright in the NFL. We'll get to the slap game in college when we get to it.
All right. Well, speaking of college, massive game in the Big Ten. Ohio State and Penn State. In Columbus, Ohio State, I think right now at 4.5. Which way you going?
I want to take Penn State so bad. I just do. But there's something about analyzing point spreads. And let me put this in perspective for you. Last year at Penn State, when Ohio State went into Penn State, they were a 15.5-point favorite. Now think about that. Ohio State at Penn State is a 15.5-point road favorite, and now 1 year later, they are only laying 4.5 at home. Doesn't that sound kind of suspect to you?
Yeah.
Like, what are they begging you to take here? Who are they begging you to take? Are they begging you to take Ohio State at that small number of 4.5? But the trap tells you Penn State's the right side of the game. So with that being said, I got to trust the line maker that he's saying this is going to be a close game. Listen, Maryland was right there into the fourth quarter. They just had 2 empty possessions, 1 turnover on the game got away.
Don't remind me.
I think this is a field goal game. I really do. And I think based on that, you have to take Penn State. I would be more inclined to take Ohio State if the line was 7.5, 8.5, 9.5. But why is this line so low? And I think people are going to get sucked in with seeing Ohio State at that number. And I think at the end of the day, you have to take Penn State just based on where they're at, how they're playing. Understand this. Penn State, 18-3 straight up, 18-1 straight up against the spread in games when both teams are coming off a pair of straight up and against the spread wins. Penn State plus the points.
That game, with those two defenses, that could end up looking a lot like an Iowa game.
I hope not.
So if you're getting 4.5 points, that's probably the right place to be.
By the way, just real quick, Penn State's 9-0 against the spread their last 9 Big Ten contests. They're 10-2 against the spread their last 12 conference road games. Ohio State 0-5 against the spread as a home chalk of 10 points or fewer, including 0-5 against the spread when both teams are undefeated. The Penn State's to play plus the points.
All right, Tennessee goes to Alabama. They're getting 9. I know Joe Milton's no Hendon Hooker, but they're getting 9 points. What do you think?
They couldn't shake Arkansas last week. It was pretty ugly. And Arkansas got it 24-21 and was sniffing the outright win. They just couldn't get over the hump. And so here comes, Alabama. Here comes Tennessee in there. Alabama's got a monster game next week with LSU. Monster game with LSU. So I'm inclined to take the points with Tennessee. Not a game I love, but I just think it's too many.
Our Memphis Tigers here, to me, it looks simple. Like UAB's defense can't stop anybody from running the football at all. They're a terrible defense. I don't see, even on the road, why Memphis doesn't win this game by double digits.
Game scares the hell out of me.
Really?
Because of UAB's ability to score. Memphis can't stop anybody either. They should be ashamed of themselves to have that lead in the second half and just give up 2 straight touchdowns and they weren't able to stop. Secondary played horrible. And you look at UAB, they can score. That game last week with UTSA was a 1-score game in the fourth quarter, a couple empty possessions. They put up over 50 at home in beating South Florida, who played Alabama tough. So they're capable of scoring. I would play the over in this game and sit back and wait to collect because I can't see this game going under the total. It's going to fly over.
Ole Miss -6.5 at Auburn.
Yeah, this is interesting. I don't think Ole Miss should be a road favorite here. I think Auburn at home is a live dog. I really do. I think that they've played well at home. I like the home dog here plus the points.
Interesting. Auburn's offense just is not very good. What about Florida State Duke? And the big question there is Riley Leonard. So I guess unless we don't know for sure he's either in or out, kind of you got to wait on that one, I guess, huh?
Yeah, if he plays, I love him. I absolutely love them because their defense is so much better than people think. Their defense is legit. They're a top 20 defense. And getting that many points for that top 20 defense, I know he's banged up. Wait. If he goes and he's in there, they're not getting blown out. Their defense is too good. This is the best defense that Florida State's faced all year. I firmly believe that. Duke should be undefeated. Should be completely undefeated. Dominated NC State last week. Had Notre Dame beat. Let it slip away. On that 4th down, and I think it was 4th and 15. Let the guy run a curl at the 1-yard line in front of them. They should be undefeated and in the top 10, and I think people are sleeping on Duke. I like Duke plus the points.
I like Duke plus the points as well. All right, slap game. What do we got?
We just said it. Duke plus the points.
That's the slap game. Okay. Let me ask you one more then before we let you go. Utah and USC. I know Cam Rising, I don't know if he'll play this year. The guy's been hurt the whole year, but Utah is getting a touchdown at USC. USC just got embarrassed by Notre Dame. USC by a touchdown. What do you think about that one?
I don't think they cover it. I don't. I think Utah's defense is too good to keep them in it. USC can't stop anybody. And I know Utah's offense struggles, but the cure for a struggling offense is a bad defense. And I just think that in this situation, I know the numbers favor USC big time. Utah is 1-12-1 against the spread as a dog of 7 points or fewer. Mm-hmm. So I know the numbers support USC here, but I just don't know how their defense is going to stop anybody. Remember, they had to go to triple overtime at home to beat Arizona. And Arizona's, I know Arizona's solid, but Utah's legit, and I just think it's getting 7's too many.
I feel like if you're going to bet on USC games, just bet the overs because they're not going to stop anybody, and usually they'll be able to figure out a way to score some points with Caleb Williams. Speaking of that, the Iowa-Minnesota over-under is at 30.5. I mean, that's like worse than the Army-Navy game, for goodness sake.
Lowest ever in the last 20 years.
Can you possibly bet? I don't even know what it takes to get Iowa to go over, but that's impossible to say under 30 points in a game.
I think it goes over.
Do you? It's hard to be under 30. I mean, it's hard to bet it because you're watching. Like they score one touchdown. Oh gosh, now I'm in trouble. Like a turnover inside the 10 happens. Like that just screwed this whole thing.
I would never bet an under like that. There's no way. There's no enjoyment in that game to make that bet.
Well,
there's no enjoyment in Iowa football
Well,
to begin with.
period. I would stay away. I hate doing that kind of stuff. I'd rather bet the
I mean,
over.
I would. That's what I just said. I'd rather root for the over than sit there and see a 6-3 half going, oh, my God, I can't believe I played the over here. You almost have to play the under because Vegas is telling you we can't put this any lower. We can't mentally survive our meetings with the people if we don't put it 30. I mean, it's probably going to end up 17-6, 17. It's probably going to go under.
Yeah,
I
wonder how low they're willing to go on an Iowa game if they keep going under.
Can they go?
Like, are we going to get like a 25 at some point? Like, if every game is 10-6?
I don't know. It's crazy. It's ugly to watch. He is the one and only Brandon Lang. BrandonLang.com is the website. Of course, the Believe Me podcast with Clay Harbor and Cam Rogers. Check that out and check him out every Friday during the football season, talking with us. Thank you, Brandon. Have a great week.
Thanks, guys.
Take care. So Brett McMurphy tweets out, Minnesota at Iowa has a 31-point total. You say it's now 30.5. Okay. It's the lowest ever in the last 20 years. 7th time in the last 3 years that an Iowa game has an over-under of 35 or less. In the previous 6 games, Iowa went 5-1. The under was 4-1-1.
And somebody texted in saying Iowa's 5-1. Stop the hate. Well, actually, they're 6-1. But and listen, they win games. But they win them ugly. Like, it's just ugly football. Bottom line, that's what it is. Just ugly football. They don't score, but their defense is amazing. They don't allow anybody to score against them. They've given up 14, 13, 10. Penn State got them for 31. 16, 14, 6. Like, teams just don't score against them. And they score just enough to beat those teams that don't score against them. It's just ugly football.
Well, again,
but it's winning. They win. I'd say they don't win.
Winning. Penn State got him for 31. 31's a good amount of points, right? And then they play Michigan State. They play Purdue. Wisconsin's horrible. Again, what did Wisconsin? Preseason, top 25.
But again,
they suck.
Their
like
quarterback
usual.
the last 2 weeks has completed 6 passes in each game. 6 passes. 6 for 20 in one and 6 for 14 in the other, I believe it is. It's thrown for less than 100 yards per game. But they win. Again, I'm not saying they don't win. I'm just saying I don't want to watch them win because it is horrendous football to watch.
Well, I'm glad they're getting rid of the divisions. It's understandable why they are with those Pac-12 schools coming in. But Iowa's got Minnesota, Northwestern. Now, Rutgers could score some points on them possibly. Illinois, Nebraska. These are bad teams. If they make the Big Ten championship.
Illinois beat Maryland.
Huh?
Illinois beat Maryland.
It was, and I lambasted their coach, Mike Loxley. It was one of the worst losses Maryland can have. Absolutely. Believe me, I know firsthand. But what I'm saying is Iowa, if they win the West, which they probably will, they're going to play that East winner. It's going to be either Michigan or Ohio State or Penn State. I know they gave up 31 the first time to Penn State. If they play Michigan, Ohio State's offense can click, but Michigan, they will get steamrolled. They will lose that Big Ten championship game 48-3. That's what the score will be. So, yeah, Iowa, give them credit because they keep winning football games. And the bottom line is just win, baby, right? Just win football games. So good on Iowa. But if you want to watch...
Actually, the bottom line for them and their offensive coordinators average 25 points a game.
That's true. That's true. But if you want to watch anything that's visually appealing, do not ever watch Iowa football.
No, again, that game last week.
It could burn your retina.
That game last week, that is just absolutely awful, awful stuff to try and have to watch any of that stuff. The folks at Black Tie Moving, if you've got a move coming up of any kind, you want to make sure you get the experts to help you. Don't try and ask your friends and do it yourself. Just get some professionals. Get the professionals from Black Tie Moving. You know you're not going to have any issues, any problems. It takes a lot of that stress and worry out of the move for you when you've got the professionals to help you. All you got to do is pick up the phone and call Black Tie Moving, 901-316-6196, or go to blacktiemoving.com/Memphis. Talk with them. They work with you coming up with a plan fitting both your needs and your budget. You get a no-obligation quote up front as well, so there's no surprises. Plus, during the process, you got a moving concierge who's available for you 24/7 to answer questions that may come up during the move. That's peace of mind. That's what you want. There's so many different things you're trying to figure out and take care of when you're moving. Folks, let the professionals get your stuff where it's going and don't have to worry about that. Black Tie Moving, again, 901-316-6196, or go to blacktiemoving.com/Memphis.
All right, you great people saved 10 in a row last week. It was fantastic. We're going to play 10 in a row. Want you to participate. 360-8255. We'll produce another great prize package for you, and we'll see if we can hand that out today. So 10 in a row. I'll give you the topic when we return. 360-8255. That's coming up next. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
We are Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hi, fellas. Bill Russell at Russell Brothers Fine Jewelers, and it's fall now. The weather's changing, the days are getting shorter, and we all are at least beginning to think about Christmas. This will be our 38th Christmas at Russell Brothers Jewelers, and I enjoy every minute of the season. Come see our wide selection of the finest jewelry in Memphis. Jewelry guaranteed to make her happy. Diamonds and rubies, sapphires and emeralds, the most beautiful gemstones you can imagine, and you'll find a vast selection of rings and earrings, bracelets and pendants that will show those gems off to their finest advantage, and they'll put a smile on her face. With our 5 decades of experience, we can help you find just that perfect piece. The piece that says, I love you. For 38 years, we've offered the most stunning jewelry in Memphis, and when you couple that jewelry with our quality and beauty, our value and service, you'll be glad you joined the Russell Brothers Fine Jewelry family. Russell Brothers Jewelers, 4646 Poplar at Perkins.
Simple, smooth, and every sip as easy as the last. Tito's handmade vodka tastes just as good with tap water as it does with your favorite mixer. Back in the day, Tito distilled, hand-bottled, taste-tested, sent to a few friends, then taste-tested again to give you the finest juice around. No frills, no flavors, no fancy labels, just the good stuff. Just Tito's. For recipes, videos, and more, visit Tito'sVodka.com. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas, 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Guns, guns, and more guns. Over 700 firearms in stock. Home defense guns, old guns, new guns, used guns, big guns, little guns. Every gun you can think of, Classic Arms has them. All brands like Glock, Sig, Colt, Ruger, Smith & Wesson, Browning, Beretta, Benelli, Remington, Winchester, and more. Guaranteed lowest prices in town. Only gun importer in the Mid-South. Free gun inspections and appraisals and free bore sighting for the upcoming deer season. Shop online at ClassicArmsOfMemphis.com or visit Classic Arms at 1740 Germantown Parkway behind Corky's Barbecue in Cordova.
All 36-month lease, $650 acquisition fee, Forte PE 678 6055, MSRP 21610, Nero P501 7859, MSRP 41090, EV6 P501 7859, MSRP 49687. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 10/31/23 with approved credit. Dealer stock only.
Hey, Jeff Allen, the weather's getting cooler, but the deals keep on getting hotter at Gossett Kia South. What you got going on, Jeff?
Only the best deals you'll find on your new Kia, Randy. I've got 41 MPG Highway in a new 2023 Kia Forte LXS, $229 a month, $29.99 do it signing. I've got EV action with a 2023 Nero EV Win SUV, 253 miles of EPA estimated range, $269 a month, $49.99 do it signing. And a 2023 Kia EV6 Win, 134 city, 101 highway MPGE, $399 a month, $49.99 do it signing. All 36-month lease.
Plus a free charger with your EV purchase and Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
Hi, this is Lauren Choate with Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing. Choate's is offering some amazing specials for this month only. If you're considering upgrading your furnace before the cold weather comes, Choate's is offering $1,000 off a new Carrier furnace. If you don't need a new furnace, Choate's is now offering its early bird $60 furnace tune-up. This 22-point tune-up includes a free carbon monoxide test and heat exchanger inspection. And Choate's is your indoor air quality expert for the best quality air air for you and your family, it's recommended to have your air ducts cleaned every 8 years. This month only, Choates will install a free UV light system when you get your air ducts cleaned, a $500 value. Call us at 347-8086 to take advantage of these amazing deals. So, turn to the experts with Choates, and remember, let our family serve your family.
Ole Miss Rebel Yell is back. The Rebel Yell Hotline Radio Show is back on WHBQ Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Every Monday night at 6, hear the latest news on your Ole Miss Rebels with Yancey Porter with 24/7 Sports, former Ole Miss defensive tackle Mike Fitzsimmons, Gordon Ford covering SEC Sports Call, and former Ole Miss baseball announcer Gary Darby. From kickoff to free throw to extra innings, your Ole Miss Sports on the Rebel Yell Hotline Show. Right here Monday night at 6 on Sports 56, 560 AM and 98.5 FM. Your Mid-South Sports Station.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis.
Okay, this car looks great wrapped around you,
Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
The body's a temple. That's why we're
Acura Memphis does bring you this hour of Sports 56 Mornings each and every day. Acura Memphis, right there on Ridgeway, at the intersection of 385, online, AcuraofMemphis.com. Beautiful weather out there. Great time to go take a test drive of one of those beautiful Acura automobiles this weekend. New Acuras, of course, pre-owned vehicles, certified pre-owned Acuras. You'll find them all at Acura of Memphis. And, of course, you also find great people to deal with over at Acura of Memphis. They're always going to make it a great car buying experience every single time you go in there. Go check them out at Acura of Memphis. Again, Ridgeway at 385 and online at AcuraofMemphis.com.
Time now for 10 in a row.
Not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, but 10 in a row.
It's the game show that has swept the nation. Ladies and gentlemen, 360-8255 is the number to call. That's 901-360-8255. If you'd like to participate in 10 in a row, it may be my most favorite topic I've ever slapped together for 10 in a row since we started this thing back in 1897. Eli, what are they playing for?
We've got a big old prize package. I've got $25 gift certificate to Ferraro's Pizza downtown in the Pinch District. I've got a $25 gift certificate to Meddlesome Brewing Company. Got a round golf for 4 at Miramichi.
Are you kidding me?
Got a free haircut at Supercuts. And I got a $25 gift certificate to Blinds, etc. So there you go. It's a lot. There's a lot there.
That's a huge prize package. Once again, 360-8255. You saved the game last week, so you better come through this week. 360-8255. Here's the question. Real names of college football players this season. These are real names of players playing in college football this year. Some are real. Some I have absolutely made up. If they are real, it is a yes. If not, it's a no. It is that simple. 360-8255. Again, I have put together thousands of lists. Is that crazy to say? I mean, we do it every week. At least hundreds of lists, right? This may be my favorite category I've put together, my favorite topic. Real names of college football players this season. That is the topic for this week's 10 in a row with a great prize package going to the winner. 360-8255. We do have some open lines right now. Jump on in.
Again, a massive prize package going to the winner of 10 in a row today, 360-8255, 360-8255 to play 10 in a row. Gary is leading us off. What's up, Gary?
Hey, Gary.
Good morning. Good morning, guys.
Okay, again, these are real names of college football players this season. At least some are. Tiger Shanks.
No.
360-8255. There's going to be some strange ones, ladies and gentlemen. 360-8255. It's something you just can't look up because you don't know which names I've used, and I know you guys like to do that, but give it a shot. There's nothing to lose here except your pride and dignity. No, I'm kidding. 360-8255. Real names of college football players this season.
Tyler is next up. Hey, Tyler.
Hello, Tyler.
Hey.
Here we go. Rowdy Beers.
Yes.
General Booty.
No.
360-8255 is the number. Real names of college football players this season. Need you guys to participate just for the fun of it, because I want to get to some of these names that I've made up.
General Booty, part of that Booty clan.
The Booty clan.
He is. Which one is his dad? I don't remember which one is his dad.
I can't imagine he's like Josh Booty's is that old, right? It's probably his brother. I don't know. But from the famous Booty clan, no question about it.
All right.
There we go, listeners coming through.
Next up is Andre. What's up, Andre?
Dre, what's happening?
What's up? What's going on, fellas?
All right, here we go. Real names of college football players this season. Tiger Shanks.
Yes.
Kapow Parker.
No.
DeColdis Crawford.
Yes.
Panda Askew.
Yes.
Ocean Blue.
No.
Mobility.
Yeah.
Tallahassee Oliver.
No.
Kool-Aid McKinstry.
No.
360-825. He did so well when he got to probably the easiest one of the crazy wild names.
All-American.
Yeah, I'm surprised he missed that one. He was on a good roll.
All right. Next up is Steven. What's up, Steven?
Hey, Steve.
Hey, guys. What's happening?
Rowdy Beers.
Yes.
General Booty.
Yes.
DeRealist Clark.
No.
360-8255. DeRealist Clark.
General John David Booty is his uncle. I was thinking John David Booty was his dad.
The old USC quarterback.
I was thinking he was his dad, but he is his uncle.
How about Josh Booty? Wasn't he the baseball player, the major leaguer? He was also a quarterback. Is that his brother? Does it say?
Josh would be an uncle too.
So he's an uncle. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see here. Next up is Mario. What's up, Mario?
Hey, Mario.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Here we go. Real names of college football players this season. Tiger Shanks.
Yes.
Kapow Parker.
No.
DeColdis Crawford.
Yes.
Panda Askew.
Yes.
Ocean Blue.
No.
Mobility.
No.
360-8255.
When you name your kid Tiger, you want him to be a golfer, but then when your last name's Shanks, it really kind of that name just kind of goes. I don't hope he doesn't play golf, because that is two conflicting things.
That's true. Mobility.
Shane is next. Hey, Shane.
Hi, Shane.
All right, let's do it.
Here we go. Rowdy Beers.
Yes.
General Booty.
Yes.
DeRealist Clark.
Yes.
Rocky Lover.
No.
Memorable Factor.
No.
360-8255.
This is crazy.
Memorable Factor.
Many times a night of rowdy beers will lead to General Booty, by the way. Michael, what's up?
Hey, Michael.
Hey, guys.
Tiger Shanks.
Yes.
Kapow Parker.
Yes.
360-8255. Real names of college football players this season. Real men of genius.
David, what's up?
Hey, David.
Good morning, guys. Good morning.
Rowdy Beers.
Yes.
General Booty.
Boomer Sooner, yes.
DeRealist Clark.
No.
360-8255. Sorry, guys.
Dan is next. Hey, Dan.
Hey, Dan.
Hey, guys.
Tiger Shanks.
Yes.
Kapow Parker.
Yes.
360-8255. Remember to keep your radio low, or at least off maybe during this segment.
Val, what's up?
Hey, Val.
What's up?
Rowdy Beers.
Yes.
General Booty.
Yes.
DeRealist Clark.
Yeah.
Rocky Lover.
No.
Memorable Factor.
Yes.
Dude Person.
Yes.
Tat Tat Rodriguez.
No.
Jaden Muskrat.
No.
360-8255. It was close. Thought he was going to win.
Anthony, what's happening?
Andy.
What's going on, man?
Here we go. Tiger Shanks.
Yes.
Kapow Parker.
Yes.
360-8255. See, I thought he got into a golf voice there for Tiger.
Jacob, what's happening?
Hey, Jacob.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Rowdy Beers.
Yes.
General Booty.
Yes.
DeRealist Clark.
Yes.
Rocky Lover.
No.
Memorable Factor.
Yes.
Dude Person.
No.
360-8255. Next.
Joe, what's happening?
Hey, Joe.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Doing well, thank you. Tiger Shanks.
Yes.
Kapow Parker.
Yes.
360-8255. Next.
Jennifer's up next. What's up, Jennifer?
Hey, Jennifer.
Hello.
Rowdy Beers.
Yes.
General Booty.
Yes.
DeRealist Clark.
Yes.
Rocky Lover.
No.
Memorable Factor.
Yes.
Dude Person.
Yes.
Tat Rodriguez.
No.
Jaden Muskrat.
Yes.
Pig Cage.
No.
360-8255. So close.
JJ, what's up?
Hey, JJ.
Hey, guys. Hey, guys. Good morning.
Tiger Shanks.
Yes.
Kapow Parker.
Yes.
360-8255.
6 straight people that have missed on Kapow Parker.
One of my make-believe names that I came up with.
KC, what's happening?
Hey, KC.
What's happening?
Rowdy Beers.
Yes.
General Booty.
Yes.
DeRealist Clark.
Yes.
Rocky Lover.
No.
Memorable Factor.
Yes.
Dude Person.
Yes.
Tat Rodriguez.
Yes.
360-8255. Open lines. We've gone over. 360-8255. Oh, my. We were so close, yet so far. You still have time. 360-8255. In the meantime.
Chat is Tat Rodriguez. Is that Chi-Chi's kid?
They're kin, I think. I think they're kin.
Maybe he has a Chi-Chi tattoo on his arm. That's he's Tat Rodriguez. I don't know.
I'm cracking myself up when I'm making up these names last night.
All right. We got a new batch of folks coming in here. Let's see what Valerie can do. Hello, Valerie.
Hey, Valerie.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Doing well, thank you. Tiger Shanks.
Yes.
Kapow Parker.
No.
DeColdis Crawford.
Yes.
Panda Askew.
Yes.
Ocean Blue.
No.
Mobility.
Yes.
Tallahassee Oliver.
No.
Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Yes.
Storm Duck.
No.
360-8255. We're down to the 9th on both lists.
Doug is next. Hey, Doug.
Doug.
Hey.
Rowdy Beers.
Yes.
General Booty.
Yes.
DeRealist Clark.
Yes.
Rocky Lover.
No.
Memorable Factor.
Yes.
Dude Person.
Yes.
Tat Rodriguez.
No.
Jaden Muskrat.
Yes.
Pig Cage.
Yes.
Lizard O'Malley.
No.
Winner!
Doug, congratulations.
What a great prize package, too.
Hope your other brother Doug's doing well also. Congratulations. You are a winner. Big prize package coming your way. Hold on. Zach will take care of you.
Unfortunately, no chance for the second chance opportunity this week. Great job, ladies and gentlemen. We'll do it again next Friday.
Guns, more guns. Yesterday, UTJ joined us for the Pick Six. I believe today, by the matter of fact, is UTJ's birthday.
Happy birthday, UTJ.
And UTJ knows a thing or two about guns. Classic Arms. Over 700 firearms in stock at Classic Arms. Everything that you could possibly imagine, new, used, trade-in, they do it all for you. They do free inspections. They do free appraisals. They'll do free bore sighting, upcoming deer season. Get you ready for that. Guaranteed lowest prices in town. They're the only gun importer here in the Mid-South. They've got all of the top brand names, Glock and Sig, Colt, Ruger, Smith & Wesson, Browning, Beretta, all these different makes. They've got it all for you. at Classic Arms. So if you're looking for a gun for home defense, for hunting, whatever it is you need a gun for, go see the folks at Classic Arms. 1740 Germantown Parkway. It's right behind Corky's Barbecue there in Cordova. Or you could shop online 24/7. ClassicArmsOfMemphis.com is the website. Go see Jay and the gang at Classic Arms.
The only name I didn't get to was the 10th name on that first list after, I think it was the young lady who missed on Storm Duck, which was yes. This one, I don't know if I would have been able to pull the wool over the eyes of our listeners. Nike shoes. Could you imagine that? Somebody's last name Shoes, and they named the kid Nike. It's possible, but that was a make-believe name as well.
In today's world, anything's possible.
You never know. We need to take a final timeout, come back with a final segment, then wrap it all up and say goodbye until Monday. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Add a little fun to your lunch break. Join Johnny Radio for Sports 56 Happy Hour from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hey everybody, Chevy truck season, it's here. And if you're ready for a new Silverado, All-Star Chevrolet right here in Olive Branch has deals that are spot on to save you money. And let's be real, your good credit deserves it. Financing as low as 0. No payment for 90 days. That could be next year. Plus, you get $1,000 in cash, and All-Star has all the Silverados. Fall road trips, tailgating, Thanksgiving, Christmas, timing could not be better. So come to Olive Branch and drive a new Tahoe or Traverse. And if it's a certified pre-owned Chevy or any pre-owned you want, All-Star is loaded up. Camaro convertibles, Suburbans, Lexuses. If it's not here, just ask Jeff and he will find it for you. And Jeff and Kevin told me to thank all of you who are bringing your cars and trucks here to sell. You could get a check today for some crazy good money. Remember, it's not South Haven, not Mount Moriah or Bartlett or Carterville. It's got to be Olive Branch, people. So find new roads to All-Star Chevy today or go to allstarautogroup.com.
They're taking care of beerness in Memphis right on the river with Grind City Brewing and all of their great products. Look, this was a dream come true for a father and son duo. And if you have not been to that brewery right on the river, just to the north of downtown, you're really missing something special. And now you can't miss their products. Wherever you go, you see a brand new label. It's clean, it's beautiful, it's distinctive. You'll know Grind City Brewing, and of course you know their products like Poppy's Pills, that great Pilsner, or Tiger Tail, that very creative craft malt liquor. There's the new Thaddeus Amber Lager. That is absolutely a great light beer. There's the India Pale called Godhopper. It's outstanding. And then there's the Belga, the Belgian-style wheat ale. They keep bringing hits at Grind City Brewing.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. If you need a new roof for your home or business, we hope to hear from you and will work hard to earn your business. We are experts and certified in residential and commercial roofing, siding, and gutter installation. I have been serving the Memphis area for over 20 years, and now with 2 of my sons working with me, we plan to be here for years to come. So if you need a roof, please give us a call. On a personal note, what a great time it is to be a Memphis sports fan. With the Grizzlies and the Redbirds and 901 FC, not to mention Tigers football and basketball, it's going to be a fun year. Thanks to Coach Silverfield and Coach Hardaway and their staffs for their dedication to the student and athletes, the University of Memphis, the City of Memphis, and us fans. Five Ash Roof Services, a proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Five Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger. Because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Go where the season takes you, and it'll take you to huge savings at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike. Be packed with power in 2024 Mitsubishi Mirage G4. 37 MPG combined, $18,755 or $199 a month. Ready for adventure? 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport, $25,595 or $299 a month. Plus 7 seating and top safety pick 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander SUV, $32,185 or $399 a month. And every new Gossett Mitsubishi is equipped with Mitsubishi's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. You want it, we Gossett. Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike, or 24/7 at MemphisMitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 84 months, 500 military rebate, loyalty, conquest rebate, 500 G4, RHFO 1918, MSRP 19255, Sport, PU 015-137, MSRP 26595, Outlander RZ 006545, MSRP 33185, includes all rebates and incentives, PF 695, excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month with approved credit, dealer stock only.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis.
Get them to sign on the line which is dotted.
Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Gonna put the world away for a minute.
Earlier in the show, we were talking about the Michigan alleged sign stealing situation. The NCAA is investigating. It includes a low-level staffer with a military background. His name is Connor Stallions. Ross Dellinger tweets out that for a year, Big Ten coaches have known about the Michigan analyst, and they have pictures of him, who they say spearheaded the University of Michigan's alleged sign-stealing system. One coach once confronted the UM analyst, quote, "We know what kind of S you are doing, and it's F up." So they knew this for a year now, and we're just catching wind of this situation with Michigan.
So many of our listeners have continued to go to Genesis Diamonds as they open up here in Memphis. They continue to be amazed, and you will be as well, as Genesis, again, just kind of shakes up the whole jewelry scene here in Memphis. Genesis with unbelievable selection, unbelievable prices. They are direct diamond importer. They guarantee the best diamond prices, absolutely, period. So if you're in the market for an engagement ring, any fine designer jewelry, luxury pre-owned Rolexes, go see the folks at Genesis Diamonds. They've got every diamond you can imagine. Natural and lab-grown diamonds in every shape, every size. Thousands of designer engagement rings from top designers that you won't find in other stores. Holidays are just around the corner, and if you're thinking about popping the question this holiday season, you've got to go see the folks at Genesis Diamonds. They've got a beautiful showroom. They've got no commission salespeople. They're not there to pressure you there. They're there to help you, educate you, and make you a smarter diamond shopper and make sure you get exactly what it is that you're looking for. And again, you're going to get it at an unbelievable price. Genesis Diamonds in the Poplar Commons Shopping Center, Poplar and Perkins Extended, for all your engagement ring, fine jewelry, anything you need. Go see the folks at Genesis Diamonds.
We will have the Ole Miss Auburn game for you tomorrow beginning at 4 o'clock as the Rebels take on the Tigers on the Plains. Of course, the Memphis Tigers in Birmingham to take on UAB, where the Tigers are a 6.5-point favorite. We're back Monday to recap everything that happened in the world of sports over the weekend, including the Grizzlies' final tune-up before the regular season begins Wednesday as they take on Milwaukee today, and all things NFL as well. I want to thank John Varlas, Aaron Malloy of Memphis 901 FC, Steve Macy from the Memphis Showboats, and Brandon Lang for joining us on the program today. And as always, thank you folks for listening. Thanks for your calls and your texts and your tweets, your participation in 10 in a row. We really appreciate it. Waldo and Friends on Sports 56 is coming up next, so stay tuned for that. For Eli Savoy and for Zach Boyd, I'm Greg Gaston. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday.